pile of baloney.
You know what? She's gonna bring me something fucked up because I said just anything. She's like,
Yeah, she is.
oh,
Olive loaf.
damn. She went. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah,
over
you
here
don't
acting like
like that
motherfuckers.
stuff?
You go
They went out
olive
there and
loaf and
spent.
mayonnaise. You know?
They went shop.
Some
They went
tofu.
shopping. They went shopping and spent like I guess $500 worth of shit. Like, what are y'all doing? You know? And so, like I said, oh man, I
There's
think I'm
way
going
too
to
many
buy this
people
game.
here.
You said you was going to slow down on buying games. What the fuck? You just spent $500 and now y'all finna leave and go back to the store again?
And
Come
what they
on
get?
now.
Shoes and purses.
Yeah, purses, pajamas. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are y'all doing?
What's
Shit.
going
So they
on,
bought you a
everybody?
onesie?
Welcome to the pregame.
Ha! We were gonna buy you a beer for you dribbling and drobbling all over yourself
oh,
earlier.
oh no.
Buy you a little band-aid, little boy, over here scratching yourself. Ooey, owie, oochie, ooh.
What, what are you
No
talking
idea
about,
what
man?
you're
I don't
talking
even know
about.
what you're talking about right now.
Cause,
No,
cause, cause Don just said he cut himself, right?
Oh no, no,
no.
he said they drew
That was
blood, man.
Oh, he drew blood. He said he drew blood, right?
They
Yeah,
no, they took. Oh, I thought they said like I thought he went and they took blood.
yeah,
Somebody out
yeah.
there,
That's exactly right. See,
little
bot listens.
little Negro.
Oh, shit, I thought he just cut himself or whatever.
No,
Shit, I
of
don't
course not.
know.
I cut myself.
Did they give you a
Yeah,
sticker?
yeah, give him a little cute sticker,
No,
the
no,
little
no, no.
dinosaur.
No,
Let
they
me
give
get
me so
into this
Tundra so
already.
quickly to
What's
give me
up,
a
A
blood and
Tonka
Jason?
stuff.
truck?
What up, Jason in the chat? No, we do not have Horizon yet for the PS4. It's a game I definitely I wanna play. I wanna try it, and we just haven't picked it up yet. But
Gamefly.
we have been playing the Switch though, little snipper clips and stuff like that. Switch has been pretty cool today, and I don't know. All in all, with the PS4, I mean, we've played Little Big Planet, which me
Mm,
O Snaps and the kids absolutely love. That game is crazy.
I know y'all Xbox dusty right now.
What are you talking? I was playing it yesterday. I was playing Rock Band yesterday, man.
damn.
Playing it yesterday?
Yeah,
Damn.
yesterday night.
Yesterday, you ain't played it today. You didn't play anything today. No Xbox today at
We
all.
played the Switch today.
Man, this is
What?
man. Well,
I didn't
well.
know it was mandatory that I have to play it on a daily basis, man.
I mean, man, just for the mere fact, like, look, when I first got this PS4, I played it for like 4 hours. I said, okay, I got to get back on my box. It's just it's calling me.
Hmm?
But you're telling us that it's not calling you anymore. Oh,
I didn't say nothing like that, man. I was
you,
on it playing Rock Band
what?
last night. Uh, this morning,
Uh,
or this afternoon, we brought the Switch into this room and we were playing snipper clips. That was hilarious.
mm,
Like me and O Snaps going at it in snipper clips, just like cutting our little characters apart and stuff like that was crazy. Um, we'll see what
So,
happens.
so
After the show tonight. We'll see what I have
see,
options now as well, man.
see,
See Xbox. See what happened when you try things. So y'all was killing the Switch in the beginning.
Dude, I look at it as like a handheld with benefits. That's the way I look at the Switch, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't see anything in it that I consider it a console. All right. And I don't care how Nintendo tries to market it as a console. To me, it is a handheld that you can
Yeah. It
also,
has definitely has that handheld feeling.
yeah. And me and O Snaps were playing the kind of like the beta test for Splatoon 2 yesterday, and like you should have seen us. We were standing in the middle of the kitchen at first and using the motion controls and kind of turning around with the game, like aiming the switch up and down to kind of look and stuff like that. It has a complete handheld feel to it, and it was a lot of fun playing it that way. You know what I'm saying?
see.
Um,
Here's
Yeah.
the thing that bot doesn't understand. I'm slowly creeping up on him on Spartan rank because I'll play that every day, and this guy stopped. So yeah, he's letting down the Halo universe. Just let
No,
me tell
no,
you
no.
guys.
I'm not. Hold on, hold on. I was holding it up, and now everybody else is kind of
mm.
catching up to me. I think that's a good thing, man.
You're
I
giving
don't.
You
them a
was
chance
hold,
to
you,
have. Yeah.
yeah, first off, he was talking all this trash about the Switch. Now he's holding it up like it's a newborn baby, like you'd seen in the Lion King. Like it's the everybody pay homage to the new console of the
Oh, hold on, hold
generations.
on. You
Come
won't
on now.
hear me call it a console though. To
Okay,
me, it
well,
is the Nin tablet. It is a handheld device.
Mhm.
That's the
Mhm.
way I look at it. I think Nintendo's
Mhm.
marketing is completely ass backwards. All right, and I think it. Maybe they're gonna come out with one more 3DS or whatever. I've been hearing those rumors and stuff like that. But I think eventually they should have the Switch like that, kind of like all in one thing. Mostly with the handheld that you're able to play on the TV. I think that would be their future. You know what I'm saying? And drop the whole 3DS thing, and have that as what you're going forward with.
See,
They haven't been in competition with Xbox or PlayStation in how long? Really? It's funny. People are forever talking console wars and stuff like that, but and talking hardware sales. And those Sony extremists, they love to talk about hardware sales. But last generation, the Wii sold like head and shoulders above any other piece of hardware, but nobody gave Wii the crown that they won last generation either. That's because Nintendo is in their own category. I don't see a lot of people kind of putting them together now with Xbox and with PlayStation.
yeah,
Okay.
well, Bot's one step away from getting yourself a Ouya and start collecting vintage consoles at this
Ouya.
point.
No, I don't like the way the name's spelled. Yeah.
I'm over here experimenting right now. So you
Uh-oh.
see, there's two of us now. I had to bring the extra mega. I guess the L mega is here. L
The Mega
mega.
Pro.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's the 4K Mega. The 4K Mega.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you say? The what?
The 4K Mega.
4K mega
The
from the 4K ambassadorship.
4K
Yes.
Mega.
4K? 4K? Come on now.
4K.
What kind of shit like that? I could pronunciate my language. Okay, but we could do that. 4K mega. Where you at?
FAUX Mega.
What's he saying?
Fire the ass up.
I can't tell.
So yeah, all week I'm bringing old the very young, happy K Mega. When I was very first start gaming, I think I was like 6 at this picture. So
Yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't count unless you're holding a controller.
Oh,
So what system was that? NES or Atari?
Oh, that was Atari. That was arcades. That was arcades. Yeah,
yo guys,
like table arcade.
I gotta
Good
let you
Atari.
know,
Pac-Man.
everything that Mega was saying about me with the Switch and everything. You saw O Snaps in the comments. She was like, they are kinda on point. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I was saying as a
The
console.
truth shall set
Oh
you
snap!
free.
That's what I was talking. As a console, I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? As a handheld, it makes a lot more sense. Maybe it's just me kind of trying to find that loophole or whatever. But that's the way I look at the Switch. When I look at it
We're
as
all
a
gonna have
handheld,
it.
it makes a lot of sense to me. When people try to force it down my throat that it's a console, like I'm like, I don't see that. I really don't.
Man, I've seen it at the store 4 or 5 times. I still haven't bought it.
Mega
They don't
wishes
have
he
them
lives
here.
in Utah right now, man, because he wanted to get one as well. So
I think they actually said a surplus supply here. I think that console would do really well here, and maybe it has. So you never know. When stuff's on the shelves, doesn't mean stuff hasn't sold. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I got
Yeah.
you. I'm surprised it doesn't sell. It doesn't sell over there though, man.
Well, but it may be. We just don't know. Just that's leftovers.
Man, Nintendo doesn't believe in leftovers until they decided that they're going to double the production for this year. Like
No, I think it's the stores actually will decide how many they will allocate to each store. So they'll get a supply like Walmart will get a huge supply, and then Walmart will decide basically how many they'll delegate to certain stores, that sort of thing. So
I got you, man. Well, guys, we've had a really good pregame, and I think we really need to get into the show. You already know what I'm gonna ask. Yo, you guys ready to check out the intro?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. What's going on, people, and welcome to the 41st episode of the next podcast. Guys, we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got information that came out that shows that GameStop might very well be in trouble. Supposedly a leak for Sony's E3 and their plans on what they're going to show in their presentation. Games, PS4 games going to PS Now. We got the first list of games coming out for that. There's just a lot to talk about, and we can't really get into the topics until we do the intros. So let me start first with somebody that's been missing for the last couple weeks. He went on a family vacation, kind of went back to his roots and stuff like that, and he is back on the show. We are happy to have him on. He is the wizard of the UWP, the king of Halo 5 Breakout. Of course, I'm talking Newark NJ.
What's going on, everybody? It's good to be back. Went on a little family vacation to New Jersey. It actually, it was alright until we actually had a little snowstorm up there. But leaving 80-degree weather, going to 19-degree weather, kind of sucked. But it was all worth it. But it's great to be back.
Nice, man. You said little snowstorm? That's what you're calling that? Dude, we were in it as well. It was a little more than a little snowstorm. How much did you get over there, man?
Well, I was in South Jersey. It was more rain than anything, but North Jersey, they actually when I went to go drop my son off, they actually had, I think, close to a foot up there.
Yeah, dude, it got pretty crazy. At one point in time, they were forecasting almost 2 feet. It didn't really go that far. It switched over to ice and stuff like that, but it got to about a foot, and then we had a bunch of ice on top of that. It was just not fun. But dude, it's great to have you back on the show. I can't wait to get into these topics with you. I know you're gonna have a bunch to say. Plus, you are the new proud owner of a Nintendo Switch as well, right?
Yes, of course.
You didn't want to say, sound like you didn't want to say. Yeah,
He wasn't that proud.
So
I mean, it's the wife's. It's the wife's.
Loophole.
But
He's refusing
I have unlimited access to it, and from the time I have access, I enjoy it a lot.
Nice. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit more once we get through the intros. I want to hear kind of maybe some detailed opinions on it. But let's move on down the list. Let's hit up the guy with that new logo. I don't know if you guys saw that in the upper left hand corner. But the Don is really kind of coming out and really showing his Donness with his new logo. So it's time to show that respect and kiss that ring. The Don.
Hey guys, I don't know what you mean by showing him off my Donness.
Leave it up to you, man. Dude, that is a very, very cool logo, man.
Yeah, it just looks like or it's actually a little bit of a hodgepodge of different images and stuff like that, but kind of gets the point across. So
nice, dude. Yeah, again, I can't wait to get into topics with you as well. I have a feeling you have quite a bit to say. I know you're probably a real big GameStop fan, so you're probably gonna have a lot to say on that topic.
And that place is a yard sale.
It's funny, me and you have talked. We know it's been going downhill, right? But me and O-Snaps finally found a decent GameStop, and it's not really in terms of their principles, but just the people behind the counter. We found a real good GameStop. People that really try to,
take a shower.
Oh,
maybe
goodness.
Maybe straighten the cases on the wall. I mean, I'm not really asking much for a retail business, but that seems to be a dime a dozen there. Looking for GameStops that have those requirements.
Oh goodness. Oh yeah, I can't wait to go into that with you. Let's move on down the list. My brother from another mother, the guy coming live from the 405, man. It is good to have you back on. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. K Mega.
What's happening, everybody? And also, I guess I'm the guy that was deep throating my mic. I was trying to grab it and move it and trip. Look, not only am I the king of the A button, and I also have some twin called L Mega. I also have I am the king of audio problems. So regardless of whatever the case may be, we're gonna have a good damn night. I'm glad to be back. Went on a little hiatus, and now back to get in that ass because I'm hearing that my people Newark and Xbot, or I should say Ironbot,
No,
1080p
no, no
is.
Iron Bot. You can call me Pony Bot. You call me anything, dude.
It's Sailor Moon. Oh snaps! I,
Oh,
I don't know what the hell is going on, man. I come back and it's the Twilight Zone. I'm seeing PlayStation gameplay. I'm seeing Nintendo gameplay. Dust on the damn Xbox. What the hell is going on? See, so I had to come back and rectify things. Don't worry, people. I'm here for all of us. Xbox Nation, stand up. Let's go.
no doubt. Yo, Mega, I do have to say, yo, after the show, man, I didn't get your PSN ID, so after the show, definitely let me know what that is, and I can add you on the PS4. But let,
Okay, no doubt.
all right, dude. Let's
Oh
move on.
man, Predator! Come on now, stop it. You dream of Predator just said that's terrible. All right, go man.
Oh man. All right, let's move on to the golden voice. You know, the smooth talker of the next podcast. You know, I'm talking about Booskies.
Yo, what's up, man? Good to be back.
What's up, man? Did you
Another
did,
week,
did you
another
buy
dollar.
any new hardware, man, or you only rolling with Xbox right now?
Ah, man, you know I'm broke as shit. Nah, I'm still rolling with Xbox, dude. I'm with K Mega. We gotta hold this shit down since y'all turning into ponies and
Oh
Well,
goodness.
Nintendo.
nah, I'm still repping the X, man. I mean, just because of Switch in my house, that don't mean a goddamn thing. I
Thank you,
almost, I
I'm
thank you,
just
almost
playing.
slipped and
Newark.
got a PS4,
Oh,
but then
you
Don't
almost got
worry.
what?
I almost slipped and got a PS4, but the the
What did
TV,
what did
the
you get? Hold on,
TV,
one
the
more
TV
time,
was
one more
enough.
time. What did you was about to get?
Almost slipped up and got a PS4,
All right.
but the TV was enough.
The TV was enough.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you've been enjoying that 4K life recently, haven't you? 4K HDR, right?
That HDR life, yeah, man. HDR is the real deal, man. Like
Yeah,
mind blowing.
he had a
Yeah,
lot to say in the DM about the HDR. It's all about the colors, man. And
Yo, cause when
yeah.
I
He
went in
was
the
talking
store,
trash about the HDR
Yeah, I
not too
remember
long
that.
ago.
He was like,
God,
HDR is a
dude.
joke.
yeah, but it was the Best Buy I was in. Hey,
Oh shit, excuse
man,
me.
listen, when
I'm
you get
glad
that
you
thing
get
in
to
your
see the
home, it's a
real.
whole different ball game.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
didn't I say like they always have the colors not tuned right, and they have to have them calibrated and all that sort of
They're
stuff.
all on splitters.
Yeah.
all right, well, guys, and of course, you know, the intros wouldn't be complete without um, introducing the first lady of the next podcast, the creator of the next podcast.com, the creator of the next podcast on Twitter as well. I mean, let's be honest here. She created a bunch of stuff that comes along with this show. She is out there, you know, peddling those cookies, working hard as she always does. But you know, we got to give a major shout out to O Snaps, aka Oh Snap, it's Mel. I saw her in the chat holding it down over there, and it's really good to see her in the chat, and I can't wait for her to come back on the show. It's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? Like these people are buying these chocolate chunk cookies and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, they should take a break. But then if they take a break, she gets a hit at her job. So it's like, damn, like what do we do here? But hopefully she'll be on again soon. She is forever a part of this show, always in the DM with us and in the chat with you guys as well. So big shout out to Oh Snap, it's Mel. So guys, let's get on to the topics here. Let's start with GameStop here because that seems to be the thing that a lot of people are talking about on Twitter. I guess their finances came out, right, and I guess within a year their sales dropped like 13%, which in business is not good. It's not good at all. I don't know about the previous years, but I know that GameStop hasn't been doing what they would normally do in terms of sales and stuff like that. A lot of people are saying that, you know, they're etching out that the name GameStop in the granite for the tombstone. That It's just a matter of time before GameStop is done. And then they come out and they also say that they're closing over 100 stores this year. I believe is that in the United States, guys? It's in the United States, right? I don't think they're. Are they in Canada or anything like that? Do you guys
Yeah,
know?
they are in some places like Europe. I believe in Canada as well. They got other chains, and I know they got one in Mexico. So they're not fully international, but they are in other places around the world.
Yeah, but their mainstay where they make the most money is probably the United States, right? Because
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, we love to spend over here. Um, So what do you guys think with the announcement of over 100 stores closing? Which like I worked at GameStop in 2013 for the launch of the PS4, the launch of the Xbox, and even after those launches, there were talks that GameStop wasn't doing well. They started taking trade-ins for tablets and cell phones to kind of make up for revenue and stuff like that. And that's when I was there. So like they've been in trouble for a while. Let's start with you, Mega. What do you think? Is this the kind of like the beginning process, the end of this store franchise?
We're at the end of the road.
Oh, I love this
Yeah,
song.
so yeah, and I'm so like happy for it to be let go. I really am because of the fact that um they've been taking advantage of gamers for a long time. I know they've taken advantage of me for a very long time before I even start paying attention to what they were actually doing. And then I think what was their downfall was that article, or I think like there was a lot of reports as well of what they were saying about, you know, sell them the used games, don't sell them the new games, so they could make the profit off of that. I mean, those type of shady practices is ridiculous, and it's about time that they're getting what they deserve.
Dude, not for anything, but like I said, I have a little experience here with wearing that GameStop shirt for a while, and that was a big thing, selling pre-owned, and it wasn't really, hey, disregard the new ones. They were like, but they would kind of pressure the employees that you're getting marked on selling pre-owned stuff, so you might want to do it as much as possible. Kind of like they were leading their employees into that space to kind of like cut off the new games and sell the pre-owned. And to hear that come out, that it turned into this like real big policy and stuff like that. I mean, um, that was absolutely horrible. Like I saw it happening, but I didn't think like corporate would send down this whole structure for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes it's sickening because of the fact that not only that if okay, you saved a couple of dollars. Not you didn't even really save a lot of money when you bought it used. And then to know that they would give you a faulty product because most of the time those games might be scratched, have some issues, and then they would ask you for those for to what is it, not insurance but like a little policy if the game is scratched, if it's messed up, you could bring it back for like $2-3, something like that. That's just extra money. And just think about how many people just signed on to that, just not knowing that they had a used game when they thought they were buying it new.
Mm.
And it just, man, it's just bad all the way around. I feel bad for the employees that worked and had to and have to deal with that. And then now there's going to be people that's going to get laid off. That always sucks. But fact of it is that GameStop has been, instead of trying to accept what Xbox was trying to do by going digital and try to start getting digital content for themselves, for the store,
Yeah.
and try to go another avenue, it's basically that they wanted to keep it in the old way, and Microsoft at the last and other entities like PC and everything, they're winning because most people are starting to buy digital, and
Now,
it's great for gamers.
you talked about Xbox and going digital with Xbox, and I know PlayStation, they have a digital store, and even Nintendo to a certain extent has a digital store. But it looks like the Xbox community is the community that truly embraces like the digital purchases and stuff, and a lot of it is rightfully so. Because let's be honest, like I don't trust my credit card on a PlayStation, online service or anything like that. So
Hmm.
with that being said, do you think there's still life because, PlayStation, a lot of people don't trust putting their information out there and buying digital on that platform? and Nintendo is just kind of Nintendo, and we have new kind of like cartridges when it comes to the Switch. Do you see? Do you see that maybe they can kind of get through this, or is it going to be kind of like a slow death? You know what I'm
It's going to
saying?
be a slow, painful death.
Mm.
They're not going to be the big conglomerate like they used to be. I see Best Buy kind of taking that over,
Hmm.
and then like they'll be like a mere shell of themselves. They'll start doing anything. They might turn it to the next Radio Shack. I don't know, but they're not going to be as what we know them here in the next 10 years. I doubt if you see is like every corner out here you see a GameStop.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that in 10 years. I guarantee it because of the fact that even PlayStation gamers are now starting to buy more digital because PlayStation is throwing out some amazing deals and sales. I just bought um, God of War and what was it? There was like about four games that I bought. All of them was around like four. I'm like $5.49. And I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah, Killzone. Killzone was another one of those games that was $5.49. So
That flash
they're
sale? Are you
starting.
talking that flash sale that I just saw a flash
Yeah,
sale yesterday, man?
yeah, that's the flash sale. I already bought Until Dawn, but there was about like there was quite a few games. I have a little love for Fat Princess. I think that's a cool little game. That's a little secret between me and you, but
We
well, and
won't
everybody
tell
else is
anybody
listening.
else.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. I like Fat Princess, but but I bought that. But all those games was really cheap, and I think that PlayStation is now starting to understand what Microsoft was talking about, and they're also shooting themselves in the foot by now, doing what they're doing with PlayStation now. So it's going that way. GameStop is pretty much done. They're going to die a painful death.
I got you, man. Yo, Foos, what do you think about this information? Do you kind of agree with K Mega? Like, do you think GameStop is like kind of slowly dying off now? And how do you feel about that, dude?
That's what it looks like. And the way I feel about it is, don't let the door hit you, or the good Lord split you.
Oh,
So you're talking like in
nice.
between your fingers, then?
I
No,
used to work for them fools too, so
I got you. Well, how do you feel? Because like Mega did bring it up, and I believe Sobsky in the chat also brought it up. That's a lot of people losing their jobs, and not
man, those fools ain't getting no more than like 10 hours a week anyway.
dude. Yo, true
I mean,
that.
I'm being
Until the
real with you because
holidays.
I
Until the
worked there, and that's how
holidays.
it was. I would get like 10 hours a week, and it wouldn't even pay for the gas to get to work, so it was pointless. Plus, they would badger me if I didn't
Oh, you kind of cut
deserve.
out. If you didn't, what?
Deserve.
Hello?
What's
Oh,
up?
There he
oh,
is.
He got that
Yeah, am I here?
dial-up,
Am I
that
here?
dial-up connection.
Yeah, dude. I'm
We
telling
can't
you.
lose that golden voice now, man. Come on.
Hey, what was the last thing you heard?
uh.
Something about subscription.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, dude. They used to tell us to sell those subscriptions and sell reserves, and if you didn't do it, they would
Telling
cut your hours back even more. And it's like, yo, you're only giving me 10 hours anyway. Come on now.
well,
But yeah, I feel like they didn't take care of their employees anyway from the get go. So it is sad that people lose their job, but most of them, I doubt they were getting much hours.
I got
Unless
you.
you're an assistant manager or a manager, you ain't getting shit.
Yeah, and well, another thing is the store managers. I mean, they would get tickets to E3. They have their own GameStop
Yeah, get
event.
free consoles and shit.
Dude, yeah. My manager when I was working in 2013, he got a brand new PS4 with a bunch like the whole like launch lineup of games. He got the brand new Xbox One, complete launch lineup of games on that. And I was like, damn, man, I really want to be a manager. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Save all that money and stuff like that. But
But at the same time, if your numbers ain't right and your employees ain't getting them subscriptions, it's your fault too. So that's pretty
yeah.
shitty.
Well, and see what my manager did to kind of like combat that, like, over the holiday it was about pre-owned stuff, right? So he came up with his own contest within the employees that whoever sells the most pre-owned stuff, whether it's accessories, games, whatnot, he actually had a headset to win after the holidays, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I'm the one who came away with a new headset just because I would tell people, you know, that we're buying something new, and this was one of the kind of like the tactics is if we had a pre-owned one, it's like, well, if you're not sure if you like the game, buy it pre-owned.
You can try it for 7 days
Yeah, you
and
have
bring it
7
back.
days to bring it back, and if you want a new one, bring it back in 7 days and pay the extra $5. You know what I'm saying? And get a brand new copy. Like, and that's kind of how I did it at GameStop. So, but
Oh yeah, well I got that golden voice, so I can sell snow to an Eskimo. So I was selling my subs and everything, but I was only getting like 14 hours a week. It was pointless.
I got you, man. And one of the reasons why I say that is, like I said, me and O Snaps, we actually found a GameStop that actually has employees there that believe in customer service. I have Rock Band now because I'm gonna shout his name out. This our buddy Mike at the GameStop we go to now. They didn't have it in store, but he looked up on the computer. He saw that there was one in the Bronx in New York. I looked at him like, I'm not gonna drive to the Bronx for Rock Band, And it was the Legacy Edition, the one that has the adapter where I could play the 360 guitars on the
Mm-hmm.
Xbox One. And he was like, yeah, no problem. He called them up and he had them ship the game over to that store. And he called me when the shipment came in, let me know and everything like that. And I with working for GameStop, they don't have to do that. They don't have to do that at all. That's not
Yeah.
even a policy. So he went above and beyond, and that's where we got the Nintendo Switch as well. And the person who was running the store at that point in time did an absolutely amazing job. And I feel bad for those people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, yeah. I do feel bad for anyone losing their job, but yeah, with GameStop going out of business, I think it might be good for gaming anyway. All they do is rape the customers for their games, and it's good riddance.
I got you. Yo, Newark, man, what do you think about this GameStop news, man? Over what is I think it's close to like 150 stores in a year closing down.
Yeah.
A drop in like annual revenue by over 13%, man. What do you think is gonna happen with these guys?
I got a different take on it. I don't think GameStop is going anywhere. They're gonna adapt and adjust. What I think in the beginning there was Funko Land and EB Games and now GameStop, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
you're right.
Yeah.
Funko, EB, and
They kind of
GameStop.
merged, right?
Yeah, they all merged
Yeah.
into one.
So they're gonna change their name probably down the line and start selling, like a lot of different things and GameFly route and start a streaming service.
Well, they're
Because GameFly also have a streaming service where you can stream games, whatever, and stuff like that.
I got you. I know there was
I don't
rumors about
think,
this like
I don't,
summer rental service, man.
yeah,
Hmm.
but they can offer game streaming the same way they sell games, whatever.
Yo,
But they is trash as a service.
no doubt, man. I gotta say shout out to O Snaps, like the people that we were talking about, which are awesome people that work for GameStop. She's letting them know that they can work for her. So if they do lose out on their job, they could just go work for O Snaps. Doesn't seem like too bad of a deal right there. Um, but so you think they're gonna kind of evolve? They're gonna kind of go into a streaming service. Do you think they would go maybe more like a Best Buy route and start selling more electronics plus games, dude?
No, I don't know. I think that's what they're doing now though, because some GameStop they have gaming PCs and they sell which is dead now, the Steam box.
Which is dead now. He had to throw that in
Yeah,
there, man. Which is
I
dead.
had to because
Dead now.
yeah, but yeah, I think GameStop will be around, but it won't be as many stores. And
Okay.
you know, it's karma is a bitch because like in the beginning, whole streaming thing back then when Microsoft had their whole thing going on during the launch. GameStop decided not to carry Xbox One's consoles, period. Because when I went to go pre-order one from GameStop, they wasn't supporting the console until, and then when Microsoft decided that you could play used games and stuff, then I called back the same day and then they took my pre-order.
Shit, they still pushing
What's the new
PS4s.
yeah? What's the new service they got that's in beta?
Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think that have a lot to do with what's going on also
Well,
in the whole PS Now.
Yeah, I was
those
gonna say
services alone.
you have the Game Pass on Xbox, you have the PS Now on PlayStation. I don't think Nintendo has something like that yet. I'm not too sure. I'm kind of uh we had a Wii U, but like I didn't get into it a lot. Like I would play games with the twins every once in a while and stuff like that. But with
Yeah.
having the Switch and already putting in like quality time playing games on the Switch, I'm just not sure about Nintendo's ecosystem right now to see if they really have. I know you can buy like old school Nintendo games. They have a store for that and whatnot, but I don't think they have a streaming service yet, right? Anybody?
No,
I
they
think
don't.
so.
No, no. All
No, they
right.
don't.
But I
So
think turn to a store that sell a lot of retro. They could go back, and start selling a whole bunch of retro games and stuff like that.
and that's funny because they did start accepting trade-ins for like
Trade-ins.
older consoles. So that would be kind of like going a step back in terms of time and then going back and selling like the 64s well they still sell the 360s, but like imagine them with like Dreamcast and stuff like that again. I could definitely see that, dude.
Yeah, but you got to look at it like this too. Like in a lot of urban communities, like everybody goes to GameStop, if or the little mom and pop shops.
Hmm.
I think Walmart is like a huge Walmart and Target is like a huge it's huge as far as selling games or whatever for these consoles. But
But
area
GameStop,
most of the people go to GameStop.
yeah, like that name GameStop just comes out of your mouth. Be like, man, I need a new game or whatever. It's like, yo, you want to go to GameStop? I don't hear a lot of people like, yeah, I want to get this new video game. Let's go check out Walmart real quick. Like the first thing
Yeah,
I usually hear is GameStop, and then if GameStop doesn't have it, man, we got to go to like Walmart or Target or something like that, you know. But GameStop did
yeah.
get they put themselves up on that mountain as like that number one kind of like store, you know, that easy name to come out first. Um, I don't know, yo, Don, what do you think about this whole news with GameStop? Do you see a slow death, man? What's going on?
I think the death's within 5 years. I mean,
Wow.
the realistically, and here's the issue with GameStop, right? They care more about the margins than the relationship with their customers or partnerships with people to supply and feed them. If that makes any sense. So margins are great, but you also have to think about the other things as well, right? So the customer experience, and I've knocked on them for this. I literally have not gone into a GameStop, I can say, in the last 10 years that literally doesn't look like some sort of garage sale.
Oh
Like
shit.
the floors are never vacuumed, the walls are never straightened. Like if I and like these are the guys that represent it, like it or not, they represent the game industry in a certain part, right? They're the public face that sells people games, right?
Yeah.
Then they're trying to hustle people for the lowest dime on someone's used games, and then turning around and undercutting the hand that feeds them in the first place, um, by basically offering something like $4 or $5 less than something something new, and then putting their employees in a bad position. So like you look at everything that they're doing and you go, well, okay, they get short term. And I've always talked about this too as well. There's certain things that give you short term results, and there's certain things that give you successful long term results. And everything they've done in business is the short term success, and it doesn't cover the long term success, right? So when things go sideways for businesses where they don't really think about the long term success of stuff, stuff starts falling down on them quicker than they realize. I mean, that's what happened to Blockbuster Video. Literally, it started collapsing on itself because they couldn't find or adapt quick enough to the changing of the landscape, right? And so they weren't in a position where they're putting their customers first. There was all these different things, and man, I can draw the exact same parallels with GameStop. So and people are going to lose their jobs there's much better stuff on the horizon for those people that work at GameStop than working at GameStop, right? If they really care about one thing and they don't really care about taking care of their customers or putting their customers first or present themselves in a nice way, at the end of the day, should those people want to work at that entity? I would say I definitely, it doesn't matter what age you are, there's much better stuff for you out there than that.
I got you, man. It's just kind of like just natural, and for me, like for whenever I was in between jobs, the transition, man. You got to feel for those people that will eventually lose their jobs. I mean, it is GameStop is what it is, and there's a lot of dirty practices there. But a lot of gamers love working there. There's certain incentives. I know I could get any of the display games. I could take one home with me for like 4 days, play it, try it out, and stuff like that. So, like in a certain sense, being working at GameStop is some of the like a gamer's dream in a certain like sense. You know what I'm saying? And you do got to feel for them if eventually this place is gonna kind of collapse in in on itself, because a lot of it is definitely due to karma, because I believe a lot of like these trade in services or trade in programs that companies have now, a lot of it is based off of GameStop and what they were doing, and they were doing it. They weren't giving you the proper value for your used game, and I
Well, not
think.
only that, and then they were undercutting the developer, right, or the publisher. And GameStop's one of the few businesses I've ever seen where a publisher will supply a vendor, and then that vendor is going around behind their back and basically undercutting them.
Yeah.
Um, in most businesses, if you're doing something in the same vein as how they had it structured,
Hmm.
most businesses would say, "Well, we're not longer going to sell at that entity because they don't represent us well. They're basically stealing from us." That's kind of how they look at it, right?
Hmm.
Um, and that sort of thing. And no one was, the only reason they got away with it is because they want those installed base of units to go up, right? Because if that installed base of units go up, then they have more perceivable customers, and they can kind of deal with them. But at the end of the day, like GameStop is the only business I know that can get away with that sort of thing, and because no one is willing to stand up to them, and eventually that house of cards falls on itself, right? Customers start feeling like they're constantly being taken advantage of. They want to go in there less, right? It's easier to just buy stuff digitally. It's you have the actual manufacturers of games giving you a little bit more incentive, or trying to guide people towards digital, right? Secretly and stuff like that. And so you not only get more for your money, but you also get to keep your game, and you're not in a weird situation where maybe you sell something and you regret it later, right? It's all these different types of things. So yeah, I just don't see a bright future for GameStop because I don't really see if they have a business plan. Matter of fact, they're going from quarterly reports to yearly reports with their investors.
Hmm.
The keyword was so they didn't distract them. So so what that shows is they're planning on doing a restructure this year. They most likely are expecting losses with this restructure, and hoping to show them the new game plan given the following year as a whole, right? So you don't have to show the highs and the lows. You're able to show that change and where the direction is going and where that growth is going. So, they're trying, but I just don't know if they get why they're in the bind they're in the first place.
Hmm. That's interesting, but I do think that with, like I said, with PlayStation gamers, with Nintendo gamers out there, and Switch being new, they got newer games coming, going towards the holidays and stuff like that, and that whole cartridge based thing. I don't know if it's gonna be 5 years. I know you're saying 5 years. I think I'm gonna kind of side more on K Mega's side with this. It's gonna be a slow kind of like decline. You're seeing this chunk now. I do believe they're kind of restructuring things. I've seen them like go in and start getting pre-owned tablets, phones, and stuff like that to try to kind of boost revenue, and that was back, like I said, in 2013. um
They're also addressing, like, so they're trying to do a lot of memorabilia now.
Mhm.
So things that are like game related toys and stuff like that,
Yeah, that's
or
Oh Snap's got
yeah,
a bunch of lanyards. Like there was a clearance section and there was like a bunch of different stuff in there. There was a Call of Duty Stein, which had that kind of like that mechanical monkey that would attract the zombies and blow them up and stuff like that. She bought one of those. There's a lot of that memorabilia and stuff like that
if
in there
you
now.
well, if you go to their site right now, they have like it seems like they already have a partner with this company called ThinkGeek. And you click on it, and it literally takes you to a completely different site off their off their main site. So it's obviously a partnership
Yeah,
of
Think
stuff they're
Geek
going to keep.
is the company that was supplying their like when you pre-order the stuff they would give out for it
Yeah,
and
so they
then
have
the
like
rewards
looks like
program.
yeah, so it looks like there's a heavy partnership with them. They're trying to push right now. So I mean, it's not going to be the same GameStop you used to walk in, that's for sure, in a year from now.
I got you. I got you. I mean, all interesting opinions on GameStop. I do. I know. I was one. I've been one of those people for as long as I've been on YouTube for people that are talking about like these game passes and DLC and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you can kind of thank GameStop for all that, just for what the Don was saying, where they were undercutting the publishers, the developers on new games. And karma is a bitch. What you put out there in the world will come back at you, and I've seen that time and time again. I've experienced it, with just learning about how to be a good person in life. Like whatever I put out there that was negative came back, and I had to kind of live through it. And I think that companies are no exception. You know what I'm saying? And this is exactly what's happening. I think it is good for the developers. You got this digital media. People buying digital and stuff like that. There's more money going to the developers. Um, so you'll have more of these studios making more money, which in turn will get them to make more quality games, and you don't have to worry about a developer having a successful game but yet getting undercut to the point where they have to close anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I think eventually, it's good for the developers. I feel bad for the employees, especially the good ones, the ones that really try to help people out and stuff like that. And I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future, but I think it's going to take longer than 5 years, man. But on that note, I do want to move into I know I didn't put this in the topics or whatever, but I do want to talk about the games with gold coming up for April. And it's funny because when this first came out, a lot of people thought it was an April Fool's joke. So let me just go in and say the four real quick. The two for Xbox One is Rise, Son of Rome. Finally, finally is a games with gold. I mean, I don't know how long I've been saying they should put this up with games with gold. I guess better late than never in my opinion. But so we have Rise, Son of Rome. We have The Walking Dead. I believe it's season 2. And then on the 360 side, which is they'll also be backwards compatible. We have Darksiders and we have Assassin's Creed Revelations. Now, let me hit Foos first on this. Foos, what do you think about the games with gold coming for April? And did you think it was an April Fool's joke at first, man?
Uh, I kind of saw it after they had said that it wasn't,
Oh,
so I
okay.
didn't really get a chance to think anything. But yeah, I mean, I've got the two Xbox One games, but I haven't played Darksiders. I'm really excited to try that out. Um, and Rise is excellent. I've said it from day one. It's one of my favorite games this generation, and it's good that a lot of people that never gave it a shot are going to get a chance to check it out. And if they don't really think they're going to want to try it out, I recommend it. It's so good. It really is.
Nice, nice. With the whole Rise thing, with you, is it a better late than never type thing as well? Because like I've been saying this for I don't know how many months now. I think it was back into like last summer. I was like, well, Rise should come out next month, and then the next month, and then I'm like, Rise should come out next month, man. I don't know. What do you think? Is better late than never type deal?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's about damn time, like you said.
Thank you.
They needed. It's like I said, man. It's such a good game, and there was a lot of people that listened to the all the bad reviews and things like that, and never gave it. It's an awesome game. I can't say enough good things about it. I think I had some gameplay on here, and and showed a little bit of it, and the story is what really sells that game. So if you saw the gameplay and wasn't sure still, you know, it's free. Check that shit out. I guarantee you, you're gonna love it. It's like a movie. It's great.
Nice, nice. Yo, Newark, what do you think about the games with gold, man? Are you looking forward to these? Do you have them all? What's going on?
Um, Actually, I have them all. I don't have the Dark Siders. Tatiana, relax. Any dark? Yeah, that's my daughter. I never play any Dark Siders, but if you're a diehard Xbox fan and you never play Rise, like honestly don't know what to say. It was in deals with gold like 4 times. They had the game up there with all the DLC for $20 at one point. That's when I snatched it up. But I actually it was like like that was the first game I had on Xbox One when I bought my console day one. So I probably spent close to $100 on the game, but it's worth it. And the multiplayer aspect of the game is fun as hell too. So
Yeah,
you
and
know,
see, that's something
but
I don't think a lot of people are thinking about. There is a multiplayer gladiator type aspect to Rise Son of Rome, so that's pretty cool.
yeah, it's fun also. But yeah, I'm glad everybody get a chance to experience Rise. It's a great
Nice,
story.
nice. Yo, Mega Man, you have been so quiet, man. I want to hear what you think about this games with gold. Are you excited for the rise and what do you think about the Walking Dead season 2? A lot like a couple people on the panel just kind of passed over like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Um man, let us know your opinions, dude.
Yo, I think we lost Mega. I
You
don't
lost
see him in the
Mega?
chat,
Yeah, because
and I don't see him.
I heard the disconnection sound a couple of times.
Oh shoot. I was wondering it was a little too quiet here, so I was wondering what was going on. So hopefully he'll jump on. We got the link in the DM. Hopefully he'll be able to get back on. Yo, Don, what do you think about this, man? Are you hyped for this Games with Gold? Do you think it's a good value? Do you think? I mean, we have a launch title that is finally available at Games with Gold. Do you think it's been too long, kind of like in the making for that, man?
I don't think so. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts with games of gold. They can't just hit a button. And if you look at Rise in general, like Rise was, um, it was kind of an ownership hell. If you know what I mean, like between the developer saying they own the rights and Microsoft saying they own the rights of the franchise. So I think there was a lot of red tape to go through just to get it on Games for Gold, more so than any other title, is my assumption.
All right, so
But
well, with that being said, do you think like this is kind of like a testament to the Xbox division and Microsoft kind of listening to the fan base? Because I know our community, we're a loud community, and we say things when we don't like it. And I think one of the things people have been saying is, when is Rise coming in as a Games with Gold title? So do you think like they kind of you know within the business aspect really you know put forth that sweat and everything to get this done, man?
I think there's more to it than that. I think and this is my assumption. I don't know anything, so don't. So there's some things I do know, some things I don't know. This is something I don't know, just a pure assumption. But I think it's a more patch relationship, and we may be getting a new Rise down the road, is what I'm assuming.
I was about to say that to
Yeah,
get
so
everybody to play the old Rise, so the
right
sales of
before
the second
E3,
one will be great.
right? This
Hmm.
is interesting timing right before E3.
Well, Phil said in
Yep.
that
So
interview that it seems like the games with gold, when they go into games with gold, they start doing better right after they go off of the games with gold. So
yeah, so so the question is, do they have something already cooking that's literally going to be at E3 itself? Or is this a way to kind of all offer an olive branch to the developer saying, hey, look, your game sales go up after Games for Gold. You've hit the requirement that you needed to justify making a sequel to it. Let's put our differences aside and let's get this game built. It could be either one of those things, and those are my assumptions. It's pure guesswork, but it's educated guesswork, right? So
Yeah, and another thing about Rise Son of Rome as a game, and this is kind of like the way I think of it, as a lot of people look at the success of a title with straight sales. But when you talk to somebody about like Xbox, Xbox One, and games and stuff like that, even people who don't have an Xbox will mention the game Rise. Now, to me, that's a success right there. It's kind of like it's a title that's attached to its hardware. It's something that you know will come out of somebody's mouth even if they don't have the game. It's like, well, if you get Xbox One, what are some of the games that you're going to get? A lot of the times you'll hear somebody say one of the first things is Rise Son of Rome. So it's kind of known as that Xbox title, and to me it kind of makes it a success. You guys you hear what I'm saying with that? That makes sense?
It
Yeah, I mean,
does.
if for a launch title, absolutely it makes it more of a success because that's what you want a launch title to do. You don't expect it to sell a ton, to be honest with you. And there's also the initial launch versus long-term sales. Developers kind of look at that 6-month window typically, and how well a product does, right? And usually after that, sales kind of drop off. So, maybe sales have dropped off at a point, and this is just to continue to add continue revenue and patch everything's up between Cryotech and Microsoft. But at the end of the day, like Rise is a good game. I mean, you get it for free, guys. I mean, you got to play it. You really do got to play it. And if you don't like it, you didn't. Well, there's plenty of games for gold that you didn't like, I'm sure, before this. So
I got you.
it's not like you lost anything.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys, this thing about The Walking Dead, all right? Not for anything, like what season are we up to in terms of Telltale games? Does anybody know off the bat?
Yeah, I play all of them and beat every last one of them. We on season 3, episode 2.
We're only on season 3, like, cause wasn't there was a Michonne one as well, right?
Yeah, the Michonne. Yeah, I just finished the Michonne one day before yesterday. Amazing story.
All right, see,
That's
That was a
something. That's something you can
great
play. Like that's
franchise.
those Telltale games I play with my wife. Like they're amazing games, man.
I got you. Now, to me, like, I don't get excited about these seasons. They feel like they've. It to me, it just feels like they come out with the seasons for The Walking Dead like so far. Uh, it just I don't know. Season 2 just feels so old to me right now that I don't get excited for it. I don't know. Does anybody else in here like kind of see what I'm saying on that? Like whenever they put a Walking Dead season in there, I'm kind of like because I feel like it's already kind of run its course and it's already like been out there so much and any surprises in the story have already been talked about or whatnot. So I don't know. How do you
Think about
guys?
it.
Go ahead, man.
Think about it. You could be a rap artist, right? And you can have a song that's 10 years old,
Hmm?
and you could be the only one that heard it. But if you was to release it today, it's new. You know what I'm saying? Like it's new to the world. So how I feel about that is like there's only so much what people can say about like the story and stuff, but when you experience the game yourself, like it's amazing. Like you just get sucked into the story. But that's my
How do I
complaint too.
how do I sound?
You,
Sound good, bro.
you sound like
Uh,
4K Mega.
okay, all right. Well, I had to get rid of Baby Mega because I was my phone died. So anyway, you know what? I think I found the problem to my audio issue. But anyway, we are now live. Let's go, baby. Let's
Oh
go. My bad,
goodness.
Newark. Go ahead.
And just like they even like because all the Walking Deads we played, we bought the bundle with all the Telltale games, and then season 3 just came out, I believe November, December, and when it launched, the first and the second episode, and here it is March, and the third episode is coming out, like next week, and it's been like 3 months already. Episode, like that's insane, man. Like you just and after a while, I get what you're saying because. Like after a while, you forget about the game until you see like a trailer saying that, oh, episode 3, we forgot all about the game or whatever. So now I'm thinking like not get episode 3 and just wait until all the episodes released just so I can play them all at the same time because like that's why they got to remind you of the story when the story launches because you forgot about everything that happened already by the time the next episode came out.
That makes absolute sense, man. I don't know. I just I played the first kind of like the Walking Dead Telltale. It's a cool game. I love like the options and the choices and stuff like that. I don't know. Me personally, I just don't get excited about it. And I think that's also one of the good things about the games with gold. there are points in time, like there are months where people are like really hyped about the games, and then there are other points in time where like certain people are hyped about the games, and I think Microsoft does a really good job here with um kind of putting a variety out there from month to month. There's going to be months where a huge part of the community is really happy with what's going on, and I think that's what's going on with April. And then there's other months where people are like, "What the hell is this?" But then there's always a group of people to pick up those games and maybe try something new that they didn't try before, and maybe get into something that they didn't even think they would like, just because it's offered free for the month.
But Xbox,
Yo, what's up?
do you think the free games will go with the Walking Dead season 2? Do you think sales for season 3? Because everybody probably who like Walking Dead played season 1. Season 2 is free, and then season 3 is new. So do you think like people will play season 2 and then they'll help out the sales of season 3 maybe because season 3 didn't do that good or it's
That
not doing that good?
Dude, definitely, exactly, like kind of like what Don said about Rise Son of Rome and E3 coming with it, just kind of like his opinion, not knowing but just kind of throwing it out there. When you bring a franchise back and you give it away for free, it brings people kind of back into that environment and stuff like that. It'll have
Yeah.
newer people try out that series and stuff. If they like it, it'll probably even boost sales for season 1 as well. You know what I'm saying? Because then they'll want to go
Oh yeah,
back and
true.
see where it started, and then it'll create a little more hype for the next season down the line. Just kind of like what giving away Rise would do for a possible sequel to Rise. Because now it's fresh in your mind. If you ever notice, like in today's day and age, people are very what have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? People will forget a lot of things a lot of times if it's not out there. And this is a good way to put it kind of like back out into the community and kind of make it fresh in people's minds again as well. You know? So it would definitely do that. I would also expect kind of like a boost in sales for season 1, to some extent. I'm not trying to say like by 1,000% or anything like that, but you'll have more people buying kind of like the Walking Dead seasons as a whole and looking forward to the new ones coming out. Definitely.
Didn't they
Yeah,
already give season 1 away with Games of Gold?
yeah. They did that
I
a
felt
while
like I
ago.
felt like I got it with that one.
A
Yeah, they did that a
while
while
ago.
ago.
So, if people jumped on that, then they got that free. But if not, and then they jump on this one and they like this one, they're gonna go back and try to check out the first season as well, see kind of like where it all started and stuff like that. So it would just boost sales all the way around for the developers, the publishers, and it would put that name back out there in the gaming community again. Yo, Mega, what do you think about the games with gold for April? Did you think it was an April Fool's joke at first, man?
No, I didn't. I think it was about time. And if you noticed, Xbox track record around E3, that's when they really come heavy with their games for gold. They really show out. So I mean, it was just like last year uh, around like right after June or right after E3 or right before. That's when they had Sunset Overdrive available for free, and then they had Banner Saga. Like I think that they are they know when to do it. I wish that they would do it all year round because there's a lot of games, and I'm not really complaining too much, but there's sometimes that they just come out with some games that we know nothing about, and then they have some like crazy indie that nobody has played or care anything about. Like if they just every time have one good game every month, then everything's been fine. I mean, they've mostly been solid, but you know, I'm excited. I am excited. I've been had Rise, so for anybody who hasn't played it, they would definitely. It's a treat. It is a beautiful game. You can't say anything about the graphics because it is still holding up, and it was a launch title. I could just
Dude, top
imagine that,
notch to this day when it comes to the
man, like
graphics.
it. Yeah, it holds it down. There's
Hey, K-Mega, just so you know, you sound like a little bit like a sloth right now. So,
Nah.
You kind of have a little bit of the Dark Lord in you.
I think Mega like
Am I
formed
sounding
like
low?
Voltron. Him and B Shadows kind of combined real quick, and that's what you're hearing right now.
yeah, it's not the best. Just I thought you should know now.
All right, what about now?
Not so great.
Not so great.
Oh, that's good.
There you go.
Whatever you did
There
right
he
there,
is.
that's good.
Okay, all right.
There he
Okay,
is.
there we go.
Yep, there he is. There's K
Okay.
Mega.
Yo,
All right.
people are gonna
Well,
think
hold on.
like I
K-Mega's
hired somebody
there.
to imitate
so
Mega.
so
Yeah.
if I go far away like this, hold on, let me do this. So I'm far away right now, and you saying I sound like a creature. You know what I'm saying? So that could go into the send that shit to Hades.
Send that shit to
Mega.
Hades.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
goodness.
So I'll start doing that more often. But anyway, let me go back to here. Okay, so anyway,
Hey guys, welcome to the next podcast, like troubleshooting and brainstorming episode.
Dude, I'm starting a Patreon for Mike for K-Mega.
look, man, I've been held on to this snowball forever. I'm until this wheel falls off of this bitch. Anyway,
The wheels are falling off, dude.
stop.
It's
Campbell's cans
sparks are flying
better.
off that thing.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, if anybody could hook me up with a mic, that would be great.
That would be great.
That'd be great.
Hashtag
Anyway,
mooching. Hashtag mooching.
Hashtag mooching, K-Mega-ing, whatever the hell you want to call it. But if y'all can hook me up with a mic, I'll take it. So yeah, no, I think it's really good. Man, I mean, I think it's one of the best games for gold. Shit, might be ever.
Since they gave away Sunset Overdrive, because you gotta admit, like, not for anything, when they gave away Sunset Overdrive, that could have been like the only game with gold for that month, and it would have been good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what's funny? That was another month where they gave away a Telltale game too. Didn't they give us Wolf Among Us right there?
Yeah,
the full collection, I think, of Wolf Among Us too.
Yeah.
Good value.
And I actually played through that. That's probably my favorite
Good
Telltale
game, dude.
right there,
Yes.
man.
I'm waiting for the sequel to that one.
It's good, but it's not my favorite. Game of Thrones is my favorite by far.
Game of Thrones was dark.
It was fantastic. I'm just gonna let y'all in on a secret. I still haven't beat one of The Walking Dead. I haven't beat it. I haven't even beat the first season yet. I'm like in the store, so that's where I'm at.
Oh yeah, that's the beginning.
Yeah, so I'm still in the beginning, so I can tell you about the Walking Dead series. I'm really not a fan of the Walking Dead like that, so I know, shoot me. I'm more of a Game of Thrones guy, but the Wolf Among Us, it was slow at first, and then when it picked up, it really got good at the end.
Yeah.
So
that was crazy at the end. But you're right. It was slow at first, and the spot that you're talking about in the Walking Dead season 1, that feels a little draggy at points as well. So once you get through that, you'll be a lot happier, man. Trust me.
Okay, cool.
And you get a shitload of achievement points from them Telltale games. I think it's like 1,000 a game or something like that.
You do. You get a lot of points from that.
Well, that means Randall Thor probably already had it then. You know what I'm saying?
I also will say the other one is really good. I'm on the last. I'm on a couple of episodes away from finishing that. The Borderlands, and I'm not a Borderlands guy at all. But it makes me want to play Borderlands. That Telltale's story is amazing. I love that. Yeah.
All right, well that's good to know, because I'm not a big Borderlands fan either. They gave Borderlands away for free as a Games with Gold, and I went in and I started playing it a little bit. It didn't catch me. Kind of like when playing like The Last of Us Remastered on a PS4. A lot of people touted that as like the greatest game all time. And after the very first scene with the dude and his daughter, like, I fell asleep afterwards, man. Like, it was so draggy after that.
That's like me when I play Call of Duty.
I just got reprimanded by All Day because they have The Last of Us for $19.99. Okay, I've never played it. and the reason why I've held off is because at the time when it first came out on the PlayStation 3, I was working so many hours. I didn't have any time. But then when it came to the PlayStation 4, I'm like, fuck the PlayStation 4. It's not having enough. It's not, fuck these rehash games. I'm not worried about it. Now I'm looking at it and they have these good sales. So I'm looking at these other games and I'm like, well, I'll wait till the sale comes. Well, all day and other people were just in my ass about, this is one of the best games you'll ever play. It's fantastic. It's great. But I've heard from so many people the same thing that you said, Bot. This game is good, but it's not the end of all games. Like, you know what I'm saying? People try to compare it to the Mass Effect, to KOTOR, to all other type of games. And it might be good. I don't know. But that's the reason why I'm like, I'll just wait on until it comes on a sale, because it doesn't seem like it's something that I'm going to just love right off the bat.
Yo, Mega. Yo, the crazy thing is, and we were talking about GameStop before. Dude, if you get a chance, go to your local GameStop and check out the discs pre-owned. A lot of the PS4 exclusives, right, are anywhere between $8 to $18 pre-owned. Like their value drops like crazy, dude. That was one of the first things I noticed when we had the hardware in the house and we're kind of out there looking at games, because we're doing more the physical discs when it comes to PlayStation, and just to see how like they don't really have legs in terms of keeping their value like that. I mean, that's good for me. It's good for Snaps. It's good for our family, because we'll be able to go in on these exclusives and we'll be able to get them pre-owned, have 7 days to bring it back if we don't like it, which I wanted to bring back the order like 3 minutes after playing the game, and that was only like $8. So, but like their value does not hold when it comes to physical disc, man. So,
well, they don't hold it there when they're digital. I'm like, what PlayStation fans doesn't tell you, like when you look on the PC, I'm looking at let's see, Quantum Break. I'm looking at Gears, Forza Horizon, right? Those games are still in the 50s and high 40s. Like, I mean, I think I've seen Forza Horizon 3 on the UWP, the Xbox is like still like $58 to $53. That's crazy for that game to be that to be at that price on a PC.
Well, dude, look, go check it out in GameStop pre-owned. You're still paying I would say at least like $35 to $40 for that game, no problem.
Right, and then I'll go to like PlayStation 4 exclusives. They mostly third parties. Oh, worse than that.
What?
Like I've been, okay, like God Eater 2. I've been waiting on this. I want to play the game. It's got my attention. It's down to $14 right now. I'm like, damn. I'm like, and just like other games, like I'm looking like the only game really that I see that still stays in the 20s, or that's like $20 or a little bit more is Street Fighter. Street Fighter 5 is still staying in the 20s as far as that's been. Every other PlayStation game that's third party that's been out, it's already close to being down. And that's why I got like Dragon Quest let's say Builders. No, fuck that. Dragon Quest Heroes was like $14. I had to copy it. I had to get it, like, so I could just play it. Yeah, their value goes down so damn quick. And because they're single player games, and once people beat them, they throw them out there in the stores, man.
Yeah, definitely. That is actually a really good point. A lot of like the PlayStation exclusives, single player experiences and stuff like that. So that definitely today's day and age, man, if you notice where gaming is going, a lot of it is multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? At least have a multiplayer aspect, and when you don't have that, the value for the game does drop unless they just stop making the game. You know what I'm saying? Right. If they just stop making the game, then all of a sudden you're looking for the unicorn in the store and you're paying full price for a pre-owned game, you know? That's a very good point, though, dude. One of the games I want to pick up, because I want, the PS4 is in the living room, and I would like to get games that kind of both accommodate me, Snaps, and the kids, is probably Ratchet and Clank. I want to see what that looks like on the screen in front.
That's $20.
yeah, and that's more than Infamous. Like I really got into Infamous, and I know a lot of people kind of that's when they started giving me like that cross-eyed look when it came to PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
4. Not for anything,
Mm-hmm.
there are going to be games on that platform that I like. I already know that. You know what I'm saying? There's games on there's games on every single platform. I loved Bruce Lee on my Atari Jaguar. All right? I thought that was an awesome game. So like there's gonna be games I like on all these things, and
Oh, right.
I got into
Well,
Infamous, man. I thought
that's why
that was
you got
awesome.
to buy. He doesn't know what he does. He buys Atari Jaguars.
Dude, I had
It's-
that like the first day it came out, man. Complete with the phone dial controller. Like the
It was like
Ooh.
$700, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Back then.
Ooh.
Yeah, trust me, man.
Mm.
I had to beg and everything for that, man.
Did any of y'all get the Sega CD?
Oh yeah.
My
I
brother
love
did.
Oh
the
yeah,
Sega
I
CD.
had that.
Love the Sega
Super-
CD. Shit. A Night Trap. Eternal Champion CD.
Suicide.
Sonic CD.
Sonic CD. Sonic CD.
Um. And I
Shark,
can't remember.
Dragon's
I can't.
Lair,
Sewer Shark
Power
was dope.
Rangers.
There was one game I cannot think of. I cannot think of the name right now, but that was my shit. It was where you was. It was like in a mystical Chinese land, and it was a kung fu game, and you were this warrior, and it showed you only fighting with your hands or your feet, and you fought all these bosses, and it was in live action. And when they fought you, they had superpowers and shit, and you would block and move. That was the best game ever to me. I was like, man, whenever games start looking like this, I'm done. I'm done. I'm giving up life. I'm just playing games like this.
I had that Scottie Pippen basketball type game, man. It's one of the games like people look back at it now and they just kind of make fun of you for owning at a point in time. But yeah, like my brother had the Sega CD. You know, he had the Sega Genesis with the Sega CD, the first edition one, the big one that went underneath the bottom of the Sega. It had the disc tray on the bottom of
Yeah,
your
that's the one I had.
Genesis, and then he had the 32X on top. That shit was like a foot
Like a
tall.
transformer.
That shit was like a foot tall, like sitting there in the entertainment system. I had the 64, and then later on I had the Jaguar as well, which I didn't get a lot of games for because they just that shit crapped out real quick. But yo guys, moving on to topics, I want to talk about this supposed this Sony E3 like presentation leak. All right, and I want to go down. I'm just gonna read what the picture shows that might be on Sony's presentation for E3. I'm just gonna go down real quick and read the games. So what we're looking at here, we're looking at Death Stranding, which is that Kojima game. We're looking at Project Oscar, which is a Sucker Punch game. Uh, God of War, Days Gone, Dreams VR, Uncharted Lost Legacy, right? And then we go into Destiny 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which, if people don't know, that's Marvel vs. Capcom with the Infinity Stones in it as well. I did a little research on that game. That game actually looks incredible. Then we have Crash Bandicoot, that remake trilogy thing. Crash Team Racing, Call of Duty, uh, chemical warfare. You guys know that's Mega, right? I hope everybody knows that.
I thought that was Fusky. Damn, Fusky, where you? I thought that was Fusky. Anyway,
Ah.
All right, check this out. Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Chapter 1, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the new Assassin's Creed Empire, Spider-Man, Resistance 4, Gran Turismo Sport, Bloodborne 2, and then to top it off, the kind of like the finale would be Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, first of all, I want to ask you guys two things. I want to ask you guys, what do you think about this lineup of games? Do you think this is a strong? This looks like to be a strong presentation. Like a lot of new games, stuff like that. And do you think it's real? And since we lost Mega for a little bit, I really want to bring him back into this and So I'm going to ask you first. I have a feeling you got some strong opinions on here. What do you think about if this lineup is true? What do you think about this lineup? And then, let us know if you do think it's true or if you think it's fake, man. Uh-oh.
Send that shit to Hades. That shit is not real. That's bullshit. It's just propaganda. Some Sony pony motherfucker went out there and wrote anything that they
But they
could
got
think
different
of.
colors, man. There's different colors for the category.
Bye. Send it. Send it away. It's not real. It's fake. It was a fanboy that threw that out there from NeoGaf. It's not real. Now, overall, seeing that list, it would make, if I was just nothing but just an Xbox player, my knees would get weak because that is a strong ass lineup. Other than the games that I hit Fuski hit. So it's the thing where it's like they would have the third party, they would have a great lineup of first party games. It would be it would be amazing, a crazy show, and with a list like that, it would mean Xbox would have to drop the mic. But let's be clear here. We all know this. Doesn't matter what Xbox do. The media and fanboys, Xbox can say we're giving this motherfucking Scorpio out for free, and people will still say PlayStation 1. It doesn't matter. So this list it's nice, but with the games that they thrown out, except for the exception of God of War. And then I like Gran Turismo, but I just don't think Gran Turismo is going to live up to the hype. I'm going to say just God of War. All the rest of those games are going to be games that's going to
Spider-Man. Dude, I'm a Spider-Man fan though. Like I grew up reading Spider-Man comics. Dude. No?
And if you're already digging the other Insomniac game, what is it? That's Sucker Punch. Nah, never mind.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Look, Spider-Man looks beautiful, but let's be real here. Spider-Man is going to be 7 hours long, $60, and then you're done with it. Just a waste of time. I don't care how beautiful it looks, man, but it's done. It's done. So, God of War is the big hitter. Well, Death Stranding is too. Kojima, I seen something where they was going to have Emma Stone in the game. Kojima's not playing. But that game is not going to come probably until be maybe a launch title for PlayStation 5, or it'll be it'll be at the end of the PlayStation. Yeah, it'll be the end of the PlayStation 4, and then they'll remaster for the PlayStation 5. But the list is nice. Those third party though,
those are fire,
changer.
Dude. Those are fire.
Third party, the third party is where it's the problem. And it comes to the main question of, okay, we heard Phil Spencer say that first party is priority for Xbox, but damn it, third party goes a long way as well. And if you have Infinite, you have Destiny, Battlefront, and then you also have Assassin's Creed Empire.
Yo, we're right in the same line, man.
Yeah, like that's that. I couldn't say anything if any PlayStation or media would say PlayStation won that, because all they have to show, and the Final Fantasy Season 1, Final Fantasy 7 Season 1, that would be insane. Like, that's what I'm saying. It make me weak in the knees. It would like that would be a dropping moment. And look, Xbox would have to just shock the world in order to win that, but I don't think it's real whatsoever. I really don't. I'm hoping Xbox get at least one or two of these games to be shown at E3.
All right, Mega. Let's play with this a little bit. All right, you say it's fake. I kind of agree with you, and it's something that even Sobsky said in the chat. He said it's fake. He's like, I hope it's fake because they didn't say anything about Shenmue 3. Now, you would think after like a couple years they would kind of resurface with that title and show some of its progress or whatever. But I'm with you. I don't think it's real. But let's play around with this, all right?
Okay. All right.
We got the list, all right? Let's say that this list is real. Do you think Microsoft and Xbox has something that they can kind of put them over the top on this list? Because me and you, we have certain insiders that we talk to. We know certain things, stuff we kind of can't really put out there and stuff like that. Do you think that Xbox could put out something that, at least to the gamers, because you know the media, media, they should just automatically give the trophy to PlayStation now, because that's what they're gonna do. All right,
Right.
let's just be honest here. But for the gamers, the ones that go out there and they watch these shows, do you think Xbox can topple a list like this?
The only thing that I could think of that could topple it is three things: a new KOTOR, a new Knights of the Old Republic, exclusive, not timed.
Okay.
A new Tomb Raider, which has been rumored. There's a new Tomb Raider coming. That is exclusive, not timed. And a Splinter Cell, exclusive.
Exclusive. Thank you.
Not
Splinter Cell.
timed. Not timed. That's the only way if PlayStation comes, because I do think PlayStation will get some of these games on at E3. But if this whole list was absolutely accurate, and Xbox come out and they show Tomb Raider and they show something else, they show Splinter Cell and they show, like, let's say, I'm just being, a little KOTOR, right?
Yeah.
And all these games are multi-plat. PlayStation still would win it, unless the Scorpio destroys everybody's mind. It has to destroy our minds. Like, no indies, no, if Forza can look as beautiful as it's ever been. Cuphead can look great as it ever been, but we've already seen these games. Crackdown could also shut the room down as well, because it's got to be exclusives.
Exactly. I like what you're saying, but like when you said those three things that you said with the KOTOR, Splinter Cell would be absolutely huge. That would blow the top off the conference center, no doubt. Now you put that together with like what you said, Forza could look as good as possible. I think it needs to look as good as possible. Crackdown, really full-fledged, showing the single-player aspect as well as the multiplayer. And then you go into a Fable reboot and really show something on a Fable reboot. And then those things that you said, dude, that conference would be insane.
Well, even if, like the rumors of Join a Dark, Perfect Dark, and it's supposed to be revamped. If let's kick out Tomb Raider, and I think Xbox will show Tomb Raider, but it'll still be a third party multiplat. But if they show Perfect Dark in the same type of space as Tomb Raider, the adventure open world adventure game, and show that and blow our minds with that, I think they could get away with that as well. It's just that if Xbox is going to do first party, they can't play any games. They got to show us some shit. I mean, for me, I know you probably never played Atagi, but if they brought out an Atagi, looking like it would look with the power of the Scorpio, I'm telling you this right now, nobody, and I mean nobody, would open their mouth about Scalebound ever again. I promise you. So Xbox has to show and prove if this list is anywhere near true. Anywhere.
See, and this goes to one of the things I've been saying about Xbox. If you look back on the original Xbox and the exclusives they had on that first baby, you know what I'm saying? That first system, they had the Crimson Skies, they had the Otagi, they had Tao Fang, they had I believe Kung Fu Chaos was also exclusive. Like, they have so many exclusive titles that came out with their first piece of hardware that if they can go back and dip into that and bring it up to today's standards and the power of the Scorpio, you would just see a monster of a system with quality games all over the place that are exclusive to that piece of hardware. And that's something I've been like completely adamant about. They need to do that. They need to go back and they need to bring a lot of those titles up to today, whether it's reboots or whether it's sequels. And I think Xbox is a name now. Like, when Xbox first came out, it was kind of like an experiment. People didn't know what to expect, and the games that they came out on the original Xbox were absolutely amazing. All right, so why not bring it back? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I totally agree. Now, I would even replace Atagi. Like if they would like there's somebody putting it, just bring Atari 1 and 2 as kind of like they're doing with Voodoo Vince. Like let people know about those games, bring them out and bring us Lost Odyssey 2.
Oh my goodness.
You're or Blue Dragon 2. Something of that nature. Then you got something. You have something that counteracts anything that PlayStation has, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yo, big shout out to Sobs. He was like Blink's reboot for the win. Now, see, dude, I'm happy you liked Blinks.
Oh wow,
Blinks. I didn't get into Blinks. I thought it looked good graphically.
Blinks was cool.
See, you like.
I think Snowski's trying to play a joke on
Blinks.
Oh, okay.
They used the hard drive very well.
He was being
Blinks
sarcastic.
was cool. No, Blinks was not. I wouldn't say that Blinks would make everybody drop because it's kind of like in the same realm of Voodoo Vince. It looked fantastic and it played well. Blinks is really cool.
I mean, Blinks have an audience.
Yeah, but Blinks, but nobody. It's not a drop the mic moment. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Fusion Frenzy fucked the world.
All right, well let's move on.
That's
here.
what we need. Some party games, man.
Mm-hmm.
Lips.
Oh goodness,
lips.
Here we go. You had to say party games, right? Dude, you don't. There's a few things you don't say around Mega. All right, that's one of them. Oh goodness, here we go.
Man, if he's gonna play that game, he's got to get a better mic, though.
Wow. Yo, let me move on here. Yo,
I'm gonna
Newark.
cuss your ass out when we get offline.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yo, he got close to the mic for that one.
He just gonna make you a hoagie. Hit you with the A button.
You know, Kate Megan puts a lot of mayonnaise on his sandwiches. I don't know why I know that.
I don't even eat mayonnaise. That shit is nasty. See, just because you lay it on thick and you like it's lathering over your goddamn mouth and shit, being nasty bastard. Get your development ass over here. Let's go to the next person.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't think I've ever seen mayonnaise in a black family's refrigerator anytime I've been in.
You won't.
So.
You won't.
Mustard, man, I'm telling you, he goes shopping with Crap Gamer.
Mustard and hot sauce. Oh my goodness. Yo, Newark, man, what do you think about that list? I gotta hear your opinion. First of all, do you think that's a quality list of games to be kind of presented at E3? And do you think it's real, man?
Believable, but I don't think all them titles will be at E3. PlayStation have too many events to cram all that greatness in one show. But you still got the Sony event at the end of the year, but the list is believable though. Especially when you're talking about the third parties, the games. I think that was named usually appear on Sony stage.
All right.
That's in Creed, but most of them do, yeah. But it's believable. It's possible.
I got you, man. Well, I apologize if I'm cutting you off. You're kind of fading in and out at like certain points in time, but I do want to ask you because you said about the third party, Mega said about the third party, and I agreed with pretty much both of you guys. Do you think, like Phil said, the first party is integral to Scorpio? Do you think like Xbox is kind of dropping the ball when it comes to like signing deals with third party publishers and developers and stuff like that? Do you think they should do more of that? Or do you think they're going the right route when it comes to first party and kind of keeping in under Microsoft's umbrella?
No comment. All I'm going to say is that Microsoft had their own E3 day, so their own conference. And the article I asked you to read yesterday, he pointed that when he was talking about the first party was that is there like the have more details about the game they're showcasing instead of just brushing through it. So I think, I think they're focusing more on first party and not going to have too many deals for the third party. Coming to the console anyway, so, and the only people who really care about that is the hardcore game is just a casual. So, I really don't care about the deals they do with third party. I think the money should go towards first party because that's where we're lacking at. Microsoft is lacking.
I got
have
you.
to- I agree, but I disagree to a certain extent.
Oh, he's coming
used to
back.
be-
He's coming back. He's in the tunnel.
Completely
He's coming
I had to come back. Hey,
in.
you know what I'm saying? Look. I agree. I used to be right there with Newark on that, but you know what? I seen the light, and there's a lot of third parties out there, and if Microsoft doesn't get at least 2 or 3, to me, I look at it as disappointing. Only in the sense because they're not, even though the hardcore fanboys, they pay attention to that garbage, but you also got to look at it like this: the casuals see that, and when they see the commercial and they see Destiny 2, they see Battlefront, they see Red Dead, they see Assassin's Creed, they see all these games. Let's say that this list is true, and they see all these third parties on their on their television or when they're looking online on their phones, and they're seeing PlayStation. They are like, I gotta get a PS4. I gotta get a PS4.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. I ain't think about the television commercials. I was just thinking about the E3 conferences, but yeah, you're definitely
See,
right.
Newark, I think you're thinking more in the terms of a hardcore gamer, which is the way like I'm thinking as well. Because when you look at it, when you invest in the first party and first party developers, they know how to develop for that system. All right, they know the particulars of the hardware. They know what little things to do to get the most out of your Project Scorpio or your Xbox One S and stuff like that. With third party, I think K Mega kind of hit the nail on the head there. That's when the Destiny it attracts the eye of the more casual gamer. You know, the Battlefront, the third parties, the even the Call of Duties. Even though I'm not a Call of Duty fan, I can see where Mega is coming from that standpoint, and it's kind of like a light kind of just went off, over my head on that, because I was completely about, hey, go first party, because I want to see where they can push this hardware. You know what I'm saying? But that's me talking more hardcore, kind of like Xbox gamer in that aspect.
And you know what was crazy? I was watching Horizon Zero Dawn on on YouTube or whatever, and she and my wife also saw the what's the one with the movie, the one when in the woods in the cabin,
Cabin in
the
the
one
Woods.
Mega always talking about.
Cabin in the
Cabin
Woods.
in the Woods.
That's the first one.
No,
I
the
think.
PlayStation 4 game.
I know what you're
When
talking
you can make
about.
decisions and shit, and they in the
Until
woods.
Dawn.
Until Dawn, my favorite PlayStation
Yeah, my
4
wife
game until Horizon Zero Dawn just came out.
and my wife, my wife got a Xbox One or whatever, but she seen it. She was like, Xbox don't got games like this. And I was like, nah. Then she was like, well, I'm about to get a PS4. She was saying like story driven games. So when you look at it like that, you look at the casual type games. That's what I'm saying. Like as far as Microsoft investing in first party titles, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right, and that's the thing that that Xbox has to bring back to the forefront, because I tell you this right now, like Until Dawn is that game to where if you on a date and you just want to show a cool game, that's the game to bring in to a woman or a guy, or a guy or whatever, to if that's not into that's not into games. Play that game and they'll interact. That's why I'm hoping that Xbox can get back to bring it back. I know that they can't bring back 1 versus 100, but bring back things like that, because that just brings out the non-gamer so much. I cannot tell you how many times that me and my ex and the kids would all get together every Sunday night and play 1 versus 100. And then when Lips came out, that was not, I got to throw Lips in because that was an icebreaker.
That's two lips. That's two lips.
I had homeboys that would call me and they would like, hey, man. I got this new chick that I got with me, and I come over to your house and we can play Lips. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? And so sure enough, that was the icebreaker. You have no idea how much chicks like to sing. And then when you get a little drink in them and they over here, they're singing Tinder and shit. Like games like that bring in the casuals, and they have no problem just for that one particular game to buy that whole system.
That sell consoles.
That's right.
That sells consoles, man. I'm telling you.
All right.
But But
I
Phil
could,
Spencer also said that he was going. They was looking into doing games like 1 versus 100. So hopefully,
well, it's funny those games that the games that you're talking about. I want to let you guys know one of the biggest things between me and O Snaps that kind of put us over the top to get a PlayStation 4 is an indie game. It's an indie game that hasn't been slotted that it'll come out on Xbox. It's a game called Gang Beasts. It's out on PC. But when it's coming to console. It's supposed to be coming in within the first quarter of this year. It's going to PlayStation 4, and they didn't say anything about Xbox. And it's not a heavy game. All right, you're kind of like these like inflated characters, and you're basically fighting on different platforms and stuff like that. And your whole main goal is to throw everybody off of the platforms except for you. But it's just so well made. The character models, they look like kind of like inflated characters. Like my character is this dude with a mustache and a comb over, and like I absolutely love this game. O Snaps is absolutely addicted to this game, and it's not a heavy game. It's not heavy on story or anything like that, but it's a really fun game to play. And it's the game that basically got us to say, "Hey, we should probably pick up a PlayStation 4." So in terms of games like that, like Your Lips, our Gang Beasts, and stuff like that, it says something that those titles can actually draw people in and get them to pick up hardware as well. You know what I'm saying? Did I lose everybody, or am I on
No, we're
mute?
all
No,
here.
no, people
Nah,
reading
wait.
people reading
oh
those
yeah, we hear
comments.
you.
Look, hey, shout out to Drop D Unchained. He said it himself. Lips had the most macho of us singing "Wish Your Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me."
Wow, dude.
Man, look, I'm telling you, like we used to do competitions at the house, and I mean, we would have a house full of dudes and chicks, and like it was like this. Whoever won, because there was a little competition thing, one on one. You could do a 2-player competition, and it would be the person that won would pick the song of their choice. So every time that I would come up, and it usually be a chick that would win, but the lick is in me, and the chick would want to sing what's that song? Linger. They always would want to go to Linger or Take on Me or some crazy shit like that.
Wow.
Where-
Do we have any video of this? I just wanted
you know what? On the Connect, we did record some shit, but then I erased all
it
that
should be
shit.
out there. I need to talk to the next podcast private investigator
I would be
on
man.
possibly surfacing some of this footage. Like,
And then I had a homeboy that would always. I got obsessed with the song Amber. I forgot who sung that song Amber. I think that was the name of the group, Amber. I practiced that song every time that I got home and practiced it because I wanted to meet him because he would always whip my ass singing. And I would be like, brainstorm, take me away from the norm. I mean, you don't know. Lips is the shit. You gotta bring it back, Xbox. Phil Spencer, I'm gonna be pissed off if y'all don't bring back Lips and they bring back
wow, that would have been a great closing thing right there. But
oh, shit.
yo,
Bring it.
we got to get to everybody else on the next panel, man, because like this was some huge news when it first came out. I think another YouTuber, somebody I don't really watch, but Solid Rev actually came out and was talking about this as well. So yo, let me hit up the Don. The Don, I hope you remember that list. If you want me to, I could run through it real quick. But what did you think about that supposed E3 presentation leak? Do you think it's a strong lineup? And then, like, do you think it's real?
Well, by the time you got to the third one, I realized it was fake. And the first thought that comes to my mind, there's certain things that are
But
easier.
it's color coded, man. No.
Yeah. Let's move on. So there are certain things that are much harder to keep secret, and certain things that are a lot easier to keep secret. Your game list that you're going to be showing at E3, it's a smaller group of people. It can be done as a much smaller group of people that are involved in it. So to me, I think that list is completely fake just from that alone. Second of all, a lot of that stuff is just all easy things to predict, right? And of course, we're going to see God of War, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Good point.
Sucker Punch. Well, you know, Project Oscar. That's probably going to be the most interesting one out of all of them, because I would predict that those guys would have something too, not because of this list, just because, well, they released the launch title and we haven't heard from them again. And the only other person that released a launch title that we have heard from is the group that did Horizon Zero Dawn, right? So um, everything, as far as everything is concerned, is that is going to be the one like first party exclusive that's going to be exciting. Everything else they listed on the third party front is things that Sony has had partnerships with in the past, and those games are kind of due for something new, right? We know they always have Call of Duty a partnership, right? That's a several year contract that they signed. We also know that they have had a long going run with Assassin's Creed. We know Assassin's Creed's due to come out this year. So, like, I don't know. There's not a whole lot on this list I give a lot of weight or a lot of value outside of those things. But those things I would have predicted anyways if this list came out or not. So,
That is a very very good point. And before I move on with you, Don, I do want to say shout out to Master Yoda. Yo, Mega, do you see Master Yoda? Do you see the last thing that he put in the chat talking about you beam streaming Lips live with viewer interaction, man? That would be absolutely amazing. Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. The chat has been absolutely fire tonight. You guys are definitely like I love seeing you guys interact with each other and interact with what we're talking about, and you guys do an incredible job. Um, Don, with that being said, I know you said absolutely fake and everything like that, but I'm gonna play with this kind of like the same way that me and Mega played with this. Now, thinking about that list and you're kind of in the know on certain things and stuff like that as well that you can't really talk about. Do you think that Microsoft and Xbox has something that could even rival this list that came out, even if it's fake? Do you think like they have enough under their belt that you might know of or you might think is coming out? Do you think that they would have something that would rival a presentation like this, man?
well, I'm gonna go with what we actually already do know, but sometimes we're quick to forget, right?
Right.
So we know there are some first party stuff they're working on. They could be anything from original IP they've already owned, and they're refreshing it to say something new, right? It's guaranteed they're going to have at least one third party game, possibly two, that they have a partnership or some sort of argument. Right? We already know of one, right? We already know of Shadow War, I believe is the correct name of it, right? So so what you have with Microsoft on Sunday, right? You know, and let's say they do, it's looking like it's going to go this way, but let's say they have their pre-show showing Scorpio, which I believe is going to be illustrating the points and what it can do, and then it's going to follow with already existing titles we have, so they're not spoiling anything for E3, showing what they look like on Scorpio. One kind of surprise thing at the end, and then they leave their customer base hanging for E3. What else do they got? What else is got? What is going to be on Scorpio? What can games look like on Xbox? And I think they also will show some games how having the Scorpio part of the ecosystem actually helps people push Xbox One to new heights as well. So they'll try to champion that. Come to E3, you're going to see whatever partnerships, everything else, and say that's all first party. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen that way, but to say it's all first party, and then E3 kicks off. Guess what? You have all their other partners have Scorpio on the floor showing off their game, right? So you literally on Sunday you have the whole entire tone of all these other games that may not necessarily shown at their conference, showing you what the games can look like on Scorpio. and they continue to have that throughout the sales floor. So what happens when Sony goes on stage with the customer base out there, there's always going to be this question over every single game that you see, say on Sony's stage. Was that A, done on Scorpio, or B, what is it going to look like on Scorpio? That's where the question is going to be from the audience in regards to that. And then realistically, the hardcore does drive the narrative and the conversation for people that are not as into it as like we would be. It does. It really does, because there's a reason why Microsoft listens to. I don't say they listen to our podcast, but that's the reason why they listen to BGST or some of these others. They don't come out and say it, but they obviously have been paying attention to that sort of stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, they are the diehards that are passionate about their device, right? So addressing them is essential. If you don't address them, then you also lose the casual audience as well. So you got to address your diehard audience. So that's what's going to happen this E3.
Okay, let me say this. I'm sorry, Don. I don't mean to interrupt you.
I was waiting to interrupt him anyway, man. Go ahead.
Okay. I just seen something that Drop said. He's been on fire tonight. Good job,
Dude,
Drop.
the chat has been crazy, man.
Drop D, Unchained. He said, and this, and I totally agree with him. If Ninja Gaiden was exclusive
For you, Hayabusa.
and you had and that was like one of the last things that they had to say walking off the stage, I promise you, and I don't say corny shit like this, I don't, but I'm gonna say it. If they say that Ninja Gaiden is exclusive to Xbox, boom, it's back, it's ours, whatever, that's a drop the mic moment. I'm gonna be so excited. I'm gonna bang the shit out of my old lady. Like, I mean, like she's brand new shit. Like, you don't even understand. Like, that would get me so excited. Oh, okay, I'm done. I just got to say that because that would I didn't even think about Ninja Gaiden. You know what I'm saying? Because if they
Ninja
did
Gaiden,
that,
damn.
oh my God, like, I mean, I ain't got nowhere to go, so I'm like, hey, girl, look, you better get this work
But
on.
didn't the last Ninja
I hope-
Gaiden wasn't that good?
I hope you just don't say Ryu Hayabusa like right in the middle of it, though, man. That could get a little weird.
I'm not saying anything about Ryu. Now I'll be thinking about that big breasted blonde, that big busted blonde. But you know what I'm saying. But let's get But other than that, no. I'm just telling you, I would be so excited. That right there alone, because people love Ninja Gaiden just as much as they love God of War. That is a fact.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, and a lot of people were upset over Ninja Gaiden 3. I mean, it was a shell of itself.
Trash.
It was a shell of itself. It wasn't the Ninja Gaiden that everybody, has come to love and everything like that. When they kind of rebooted it under Team Ninja and everything. So to have them, if they came back and said it was exclusive, but then to show that it's back to what Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 were, that would be absolutely huge. Yeah, no doubt. But I got to go back to what Don was saying about, after like the Scorpio presentation and everything like that, and when Sony's up there and they're showing their third party, and he's basically saying that people are like, well, is this running on Scorpio, or what's it going to look like on Scorpio? I'm not sure if the majority of people are actually going to think or do that, dude. I don't know. I'm a little more skeptical on that, man. Be honest with you.
It's not casuals that go to E3, right? It is the
Hardcore
diehard
gamer and the media.
Yeah, exactly.
And the media.
So what message is given from that? It's from that group, right? So they do a little bit control the narrative. Now, is the casual audience, go and look at a recording of E3 6 months from now? No, they're not going to think it in that terms. But at the end of the day, somewhere between now and holiday season, then you're going to see them ramp up their Scorpio. So, like, the presentation is going to be there. It is going to be a constant question. What is this game going to look like on this device? Regardless of whatever partnerships. And that's the thing that's given, realistically, in some ways, a lot of Sony some credibility on all the all the hype, right? Because they've been excited about 200 lines of pixels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus or I say 200 pixels in some cases.
Narratives always change. Whatever
I
Sony's
I
doing,
I
man.
understand that, but they're painted in the corner. That group of people have nowhere to go.
They'll just turn a
They're
blind eye to everything they have said in the past and paint their narrative in a totally different way. All right,
but
and
they're
that's
running.
why I'm sorry, but
You
that's
gotta
why
you gotta understand they're running out of ideas, bot. They're running completely out of ideas. Because if you look
Nah,
at it,
it's all
right?
about the games now to them.
Yes, it's all about the games now for them, but they're ignoring all the fact that we've had games and we've been eating well for the last 3 years. But it's shown time and time again when they try to control or change the narrative. Guess what ends up happening to them? They end up eating crow because they realize it gets flipped on them all the time because they're talking about things they don't quite understand,
they are
right?
oblivious to it though, and they
Then
just
that's
keep
why they
coming
It's like
need
up.
to listen to us, the gamers. Look, I totally agree with what you're saying, Don. But the fact of it is that if they don't listen, look. I don't know how PlayStation does it. I think maybe that the PlayStation. No, I think that the PlayStation fan base are oblivious themselves, but to a certain degree, because PlayStation knows. So I should say Sony knows when to bring out those titles when necessary. They know it. They know. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? And they and Yoshida don't talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Andrew House don't talk to anybody, but they know how to cater to their fan base. I know a lot of them are like cattle. They'll say any game in between their dry spell is great,
Well,
is great.
Mega,
American
it's not even to cater to their fan base. They have learned how to starve their consumer to a certain point and then release an exclusive. That's what they did since the beginning of this generation. Now it looks like it's going a little bit different. You're seeing more titles out there. Now they have to pardon the pun, but they have to pony up a little bit here because uh since the launch of the PS4, like 90% of their exclusives have been delayed. All right, let's be honest here. So now they're showing all these games. They're showing the God of War. They're showing the Spider-Mans. They're talking about the new Sucker Punch game and stuff like that. Now they have to pony up and release them on time, and that's
No,
one of the
no,
biggest things.
no, they don't. No, that's what you think.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's what you think. PlayStation does not have to bring out anything on time. I guarantee you that there is no way in hell that Kojima game is coming out anytime soon.
No.
But I guarantee you, as long so PlayStation for the next 2 or 3 more years will keep showing Death Stranding, and they'll show more and more and more. And people will still gravitate to it because that's what they want. I like Phil Spencer's direction of where he's saying, I want to show games to where that they'll be coming out within the year. That's perfect. But of course, we all know that, if we're logical, that they're going to have to go through a dry spell, which is right now. So now the question is, what are you bringing? Have you listened to us? And if you listen to us, then we should be happy. Get ready though, because you're still going to get flack from the media and from the PlayStation fan base and from whoever else that just doesn't like Microsoft. You're going to get it. It doesn't matter what you do. Even though we talked about the drop the mic moment with B Ninja Gaiden, it still wouldn't be enough to some people because of the fact they just have a hate for that console.
Yeah, no.
Well, you also got to keep in mind their legitimacy is dying, right? Every time they keep saying stuff, they keep putting their foot in their mouth. We talked about this a little bit on our pre-GRG show, me and you, K-Mega. You look at it like Xbox has no exclusive because of PC, right? Well, what is happening to PlayStation now, right?
Right.
So this is a situation. They're going to stick their foot in their mouths. They're running out of things to say negatively about Xbox.
It's going to it's going to catch up with them, but for right now, they're the darlings of this generation, like the 360 was last generation. So, but the thing of it was, the difference is that 360 was pumping out games at an alarming rate that nobody could. Before we could even breathe, we had a new game coming out that we had to get. So now Xbox is throwing out these games, but
You gotta
PlayStation
understand,
isn't.
in
They
some
don't have
ways, the
to.
generation's already over.
Yeah, it is. That's why Xbox
It's
the
over,
generation to
so
be
they're
dead.
already moving on, and they're running that line between generations, right? So, I mean, the clean slate's happening this year.
Mm-hmm.
People don't like to hear it. People don't want to hear it, but that's fine. But that's what's going on. So, and the enemy is no longer Xbox. It's not really no longer, say even Sony or anything like that, or as far as the consumers are concerned, the enemy can really comes right down to the media. They haven't been doing them a good service, right? So eventually this stuff is going to implode on them. Like we're on another nexus of something imploding, and it's going to implode on the media. And E3 every year has more and more media type that's not your big three like GameStop or IGN or Game Trailers is gone, but you know what I'm talking about, right? The big media sites they're outnumbered by a long shot, even by views, by all these little other smaller entities.
All right, I got a couple things to say that are a little bit off topic. First of all, Majestic Fox in the chat, I think he or she beat all you guys in terms of a name for me because we've had Ponybot, we've had Ironbot. Majestic Fox put Xbot, but EXBOT. I thought that was the most creative out of all of it. All right. And second of
Shout
all,
out to the chat, man. The chat has been on point tonight.
second of all, you guys checking out this Rock Band gameplay because it's straight fire. I know you
I
can't.
got it. I'm not paying attention to that trash.
I know you guys can't hear the music, but just to let you guys know, Crisp Lettuce, I know I've beaten your scores so far in certain games. There's been a bunch of people. I believe Mr. Delirium Blaze out there. I beat a few of his scores as well, and I just started playing last night. So guys,
Damn, bots sending them to. Bot ain't playing no
Cold-blooded.
games tonight. Cold-blooded.
Oh, when it comes to like Rock Band and Guitar Hero, this is how I am. So guys, feel free to dust off that guitar and get back into it because I am looking for scores to eat. I am going to eat your scores. And this is on hard because I'm just getting back into it, but I will be going into expert very soon. So just
Okay,
throwing
Bot.
it out
I got
there.
a proposition for you. I got a proposition.
What's up?
Okay. All right, check it out. If so happen, you know what? If I get a chance to talk to Phil, I'm gonna nail him with this. I'm gonna give him all the juicy bits of why you should bring back lips, right? I'll make a proposition.
Here we go again.
No.
Everybody in the comments hit Phil on Twitter, #lips.
Hey, #Phil lips. I promise you, it when it happens. But this is my proposition, and I want it to be streamed. You play me in lips, I'll play you in Guitar Hero.
Oh, it's on.
And it's on. And I promise you, I'm gonna get you. And you know what I'm saying? And we'll have a night of lips, we'll have a night of Guitar Hero, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna whoop your ass in Barracuda. Cause I played Guitar Hero, and I'm gonna wear your ass out because that's my jam right there. We can
play that. Man, that's
I'm
cool
gonna have
for
your ass
me.
singing some Marvin Gaye or some rap songs where I'll be killing people at. So you know what I'm saying, some Kanye or some Dr. Dre, whatever the case may be.
Dude,
He's saying you can't rap, but
I was gonna say I used to have my group, man. We used to come together and freestyle everything like that, man. Don't get it twisted now.
He said you want to have a next rap battle.
Just because I love mayonnaise and mac and cheese doesn't mean anything.
No, people like mayonnaise too. Don't worry about it. You guys, I got that in common.
Bot and Bot as a lyricist.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna be clowning. You know what I'm saying? And what would be bad because you know the infancy of hip hop was supposed to start out in the East Coast somewhere and all that trash. You know what I'm saying? It'd be bad to get your ass lyrically beat down by Oklahoma.
I will represent the Beast Coast, man. You have no idea.
Let's go. Bring lips, and so we can play some Guitar Hero. I'll buy that shit next week. I promise you, we can get down. Anyway, okay, I'm done.
No doubt. Like yo, people tweet out Phil #lips. Yo, Let's make this happen. You know what I'm saying? I
Bring
am
lips
down.
back.
I am
We have
down for
Lip,
this,
the
man.
target.
Woo!
I'm just checking out Gang Beast here, and I'm like, what is going
Yo,
on?
Gang Beast is so much fun, dude. It is
I
so
guess
much.
it is. It's not entertaining to watch. I guarantee you that.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna. What are you talking about? I'm gonna heavy stream that game. I'm gonna have like stories for the characters, everything, man.
Oh man, I'm gonna support you, but I can't support you in that, man. I can't do it.
All right, well,
Can't
yo,
do it.
just to let you guys know, we didn't hit Foos off on this whole like
Oh,
Sony
it's all good.
E3 leak. No, we're hearing you, man. You are the golden voice is gonna top this. Basically the final topic before we sign off and everything like that. So, yo, golden voice, Fooskies himself, man. What do you think about that list of games? Do you even remember them by
Dude,
now?
that shit's absolutely real. I did not see one release date on it at all.
Oh
Nah.
my
Oh, can
God.
we get clap? Yo, we gotta get claps for that, man. Yeah. Dude, he just
Nah, but for real,
main evented that right there. But go ahead, man. Go ahead,
Mhm.
Foos.
I mean, I think it's an educated guess. I don't think it's real. It, I mean, 75% of it is Sony's E3 last year, right? I mean, God of War, Spider-Man, Death Stranding. I think the only thing they're missing is Horizon because it just came out and Gravity Rush, all that. But yeah, I mean, it seemed like it could be real, but at the same time, it wasn't something that made me excited for their show. So I don't know.
I got you. Now, with that being said, and you hear about Project Scorpio, you hear about rumors of a Fable reboot. Crackdown is coming. I'm hoping like Sea of Thieves, if it's not out for E3, they open up kind of like the beta to everybody at E3. It's like, oh, by the way, you could download, and play the beta now, and then kind of like release it a little bit later. With all this being said, and what you know so far from Microsoft, do you think that they have something that can kind of either be equal to a list like this or even greater?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, all the games that Microsoft has been bringing out with this E3 and last year's E3, like they said, have been greatest games lineup for Xbox ever. Um, I don't know. I kind of with what Don was saying earlier about Rise being games with gold and maybe they have some kind of partnership, and with Phil talking about needing to have first party exclusives for or first party IPs for the Scorpio. If they come out and say they bought Crytek, oh my god,
Oh shit.
that would be some shit right there.
Yo, Foos,
But
go
I
Anyway, because Crytek don't even own CryEngine no more.
ahead.
uh, you just shitting in my
But
Cheerios
yeah,
too.
just to have the Rise IP would be dope though. Like that,
Yes, it would.
that would be amazing.
All right, now check this out, guys. With all this being said and the presentation and stuff like that, I didn't hear anybody. There's kind of been like this rumor going around about Microsoft changing Xbox Live in terms of a service, basically having multiplayer free, kind of like with the Xbox Live Silver type deal, and then adding incentives like Game Pass and games with gold in different tiers and stuff like that. If they offer something like that and present it at E3, do you think that would be a huge announcement right there?
Oh my god,
Yeah,
yes.
So
yeah, yeah. Hell
include
yeah,
that music pass
That
too.
could be the mic
yeah.
drop right there.
If they made it free, if they gave it free, and then they had like tiers of, silver, gold, platinum, it would be major because what you're doing is that Xbox is at 47 million users right now. You open that up, they'll be in complete control and to actually compete with Steam because those people will be like, you know what? It's free. And then they're going to have the Scorpio. It's more powerful than my PC. I might have to go ahead and cop this. And then you have different tiers. I think everybody on this panel would even go gold or platinum
Mm-hmm.
if they had that type of category. Yet that would be major. That would be real major.
Just imagine if you get at the top level, you get games with gold, you get the Game Pass, and you get the Groove Music subscription. With everything else, that would be huge. You know what I'm saying? Like then you would have your Groove Music that you could play your background music on, and you can basically get your games through that. I mean, get your music through that all digital, play them with your games. Have the Game Pass, which is over 100 games. That you can download, not stream, download to your system and play for optimum performance. I think that would be one of those mic drop moments right there, and I have a very, very strong feeling that that is actually going to happen at E3 this year. So, with that being said, the games that are rumored, the games that we know about, and the possibility of doing that with Xbox Live, in my opinion, that could top a list like that. And that list, and I'm not saying that list is bad at all. If that list is true or happens to be true, that is a lineup of a lot of games, and there's a lot of third party in there as well. So even for people who don't have PlayStation, there's something in their presentation that you would be able to get excited for, because with the third party, it's coming to your Xbox One as well. So I'm excited for E3. I think it's going to be a really, really big E3, if not kind of like monumental in terms of game announcements, seeing exactly what the Scorpio can do, and just all around. I think it's one of those E3s that comes around like every few years. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like it looks like it's going to be one of those big ones, man.
It's gonna be a nice one.
Yeah.
But
I still hope the Scorpio have a separate event and then E3 focus on all software.
I agree, Newark.
100% Newark. I think that's what's going to happen. I really hope that they, kind of unveil the Scorpio in its own event before E3, and then take that E3, the time that they have there, to really go in on the games, and then what the games look like running on the new hardware, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Something's up because they've been too quiet, too tight-lipped.
Well, everybody got mad at them for talking about Zelda, so they just shut the fuck up for a little bit.
Right.
Well,
That's
they're
fine.
already. Oh, that's great. Thank God. Shut
Yeah.
up. But
Zelda's a great game, man.
Look, I have no problem with that. Look, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. Look, but that is odd, because by now Xbox would have already. I mean, people would have already leaked something already, because we're only like 3 months away. So they've already would have leaked some things. So
Crap would have had some kind of juicy information.
yeah, there's some things down the pike, and I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I really do, because for Xbox to be so quiet, and then they're hearing these articles of so many people coming after them and saying, they got controllers and not any games and all of this crazy shit. They're just being quiet, and that means it's the quietness before the storm, man. Woo! Let's go!
I hope it's not like last year when Microsoft whole E3 was leaked before E3.
Yo, Newark, I don't think that's
that's
going to happen. Yo, the reason why is, from what I hear behind closed doors, is Phil Spencer went and hired Iron Fist himself to guard the gates of Microsoft and the Xbox division. And if you know anything about the Iron Fist, the hand cannot get through there. All right? So there will be no information leaked, and the Iron Fist is holding it down, guarding all the E3 goodies that we're going to see in June. So just put that out there. Iron Fist on the case, man. With that being said, man, we ran over 2 hours. A really, really awesome show, in my opinion. I love having, you guys in here to talk about games every Saturday. Big shout out to O Snaps, who was in the chat in the beginning. I think that, it's weird, man. That city over there, they crave cookies on the weekend like nothing. I don't know. It's insane. But
Is there other substance legal in that state?
Oh yeah. Oh no, not legal, but it's around.
Okay. I'm just wondering if that was the driving force of it. Is that a lot of college students she said sells it to?
Just because it's not legal doesn't mean it's not the driving force.
I'm not trying to say things. I'm just.
I'm not trying to say things, but I'm just saying. Well, see, the thing is, the thing is, this company actually they root themselves around like colleges and stuff like that. That's
That's a
how.
smart move, British. You
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. And then with that being said, this city has one, two, three, I think maybe 3 or 4 colleges around it, and it's a city. You see what I'm saying? So like that's just everything rolled together. So like yo, big shout out to O Snaps. I know she is working really hard right now, as she always does, and it was good to see her in the chat and kicking it with everybody, including us on the panel. But with that being said, just kind of like a 40-year-old with a comb over, we got to get those plugs in, man. And thank you. I heard crickets at first. I was like, damn, man. I was waiting.
I've been planning that the whole damn show.
Yeah, the whole
They had
damn
to
show,
register
man.
first.
I was hoping I delivered it well. I think no. All right. Well, check this out. We're gonna have to deal with these plugs and where you can find everybody on the panel. And I'm gonna start with the man coming live from the 405. We're gonna hit it first because he has that longest scroll, man. So, Mega, let everybody know where they can find you, what you've been up to, man. You know the deal.
Yeah, what's happening, man? I'm so excited now because y'all got me really hyped. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this Andromeda. Just tune out everybody and go ahead and play it. But yeah, you can check me out on the multiplayer on Thursday nights on Zaire's channel. And you can also check me out on Friday nights where we have the GRG podcast. I can't wait for the whole family to be a part of it because it's growing in strength and it's getting a lot of
it is definitely growing, man. Like
it's growing, yeah, and it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome, and we usually have special guests and other people that come in sometimes. But yeah, man, I can't be more proud of the panel and the people that I associate with doing that. And then of course, every Saturday night, my family, my crew, really actually to where it actually got me recognized more than anywhere is here. The next podcast, man, and can't be more happier to be a part of this group and a part of this is family here. And then of course the daddy of them all, BGST.
What?
Doing that? Yeah, BGST and doing our thing. And then man, that I got more shit coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm going to do all this, especially when summertime coming, man. And I got to be working 14, 13, 15 hours a day. But you know what? I love talking about gaming. And if I got to be dragging like a motherfucking whatever, I still want to talk about it and be a part of you guys to talk about it and have fun with it. So, everybody have a good night. Much love. Peace.
Nice. And the thing about K Mega with summertime is he's talking about work, but what he's really saying is get ready for his beam stream of lips while he's in a summertime speedo. That's what he's gonna be doing for the summer, and look out for that on his channel.
Get ready!
That's all my worst
Want to see
nightmare.
that yellow? Want to see that big yellow ass shaking and baking, baby? This is what we doing. Ow! Anyway.
Oh yeah, yo,
Mega,
Mega, I had a blast, man, going back and forth with you. Yo, the topics, I think the topics just fed really well between me and you, and dude, it was a lot of fun.
No doubt.
Let's hit the wizard of the UWP and the king of Halo 5 Breakout. Yo, Newark, man, where can people find you? Where do you want them to find you? You know the deal, man.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, man. Everybody can find me on Twitter. That's where I'm usually at now. Kind of phasing away from Facebook. I still hop into gaming groups every now and then, but Twitter is where you can find me at.
Nice, man. Short and to the point. Yo, you gotta love that.
Oh,
good,
and
because I gotta
on
interrupt.
Twitter,
I gotta say one more thing. Sorry. I always do it.
Shout out to
I always
Intro
do
Media
it.
Gaming.
Shout out to Intro Media Gaming. I don't know why I keep fucking up and missing out, man. I'm just drinking too much. That's my problem. Anyway, all right, I'm out.
Nice.
yeah, and my Twitter handle is at NorkNJ360.
Yeah, yo, definitely.
For those who don't know.
If you're not following him on Twitter yet, definitely follow him on Twitter. He's got a lot of interesting news and stuff like that. He's got a group on Xbox as well. Xbox News for Xbox gamers. Yo, definitely check out that group as well, because this dude knows about his Universal Windows apps and stuff like that. If you want to figure out what type of kind of like extracurricular apps and stuff like that to put on your Xbox One, as well as games and stuff like that, definitely follow this dude on both those genres, both Xbox One and on Twitter, because you'll come out with some really valuable information. Um, Next on the list, let's go with the man with that brand new logo. With that, I don't know if that's a younger version of Trump in his logo. I thought the tie was a little long, but the Don, man, what have you been up to, and where can people find you, dude?
Well, I've actually me and K Mega did a little pre-show for GRG, so it's something we're doing with prior to GRG if I can't make it live, because there's enough that I just didn't make it. So we found an alternative way. It's a pre-recorded show, and then we posted it live. So it's kind of get people excited, get into that podcast mood in regards to that. And that actually apparently did pretty well, even though there's some small technical issues I guess me and K Mega have to work out. But outside of that, that went really well, and that's on K Mega's channel. And then you can get a hold of me, the Don, either _ KTR or space KTR. Space is Xbox Live, and _ is my Twitter handle. So.
All right, everybody, get ready, man. Light the candles. It's the golden voice. Yo, Foos, why don't you let all the supporters out there know where they can get a hold of you, man?
Yeah, well, you can check me out on Twitter. Yeah, you can get me. You can get at me, Fooskies1 on Twitter. Yo, hit me up on Xbox. It's Fooskies. I'm down to play some games like always. I've been the weather's getting nicer, so work always starts picking up for me about this time. A little busy, but I'm still on there doing what I can when I can. So hit me up.
Yeah, and if you're playing games with Foos, please do not put the chat through the Kinect in your TV. You will have random female neighbors
Yes.
knocking down your door, and I'm not sure if you want to have that problem.
Depends on what your neighbors look like, though.
Well, they just hear the voice, man. It's not even oh on their part. Wow.
Right.
Wow. Thank you. Guys, as always, everybody in the chat, everybody who checked us out live, yo, thank you so much for your support, and for everybody who checks the show out afterwards, because time constraints. From last time I heard, YouTube is a worldwide thing, and people watch from all parts of this earth, and we really do appreciate it. Guys, if it wasn't for you guys, like, we wouldn't even have a show. This show is your show. You guys actually drive us to do more. You drive us to do this show every week, and we really appreciate the support. So definitely, check out K Mega's channel, the GRG podcast on Friday. Of course, you got K Mega and the Don doing the pregame. You got you got the Don.
That was for K Mega, not for the Don.
Oh wow!
Somebody need to take that away from him, please.
I thought his thumb was too soft for the A button, though, being the
teddy bear.
Yo,
we're pressing for time now. No Mega hate. Let's get on out of here.
We're all on Xbox Live. Yo, if you didn't catch our gamer tags, just remember, I keep things very simple. Everything is Xbox448. All these fools are in my friends list, so you could just add me and go through my friends, add everybody else, and we'd love to see you on Xbox Live, play a few games. You know the deal. But as usual, it is Saturday. I know a lot of gamers want to get out there and want to, play their Mass Effect. I kind of want to get into Rock Band again for a little while. Stuff like that. So, as I always say, every Saturday, tune in next Saturday with the next podcast. You guys have a great weekend, and we are out.
Down off the drop.